Build the build. Yes, another episode of the build. Is about to come in a minute. I'm sending links out. Hold up.
What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Shaq? What's up, Danny?
Good.
It's good, man. This is the build right here, man. This is a different platform. Online streaming, basically. For us to build upon things. It's a really judge-free zone. No real debates going on over here. We ain't clowning people over here. We ain't doing none of that. Just trying to get to conclusions of real issues. You know what I'm saying? Basically, yeah. This is just another platform, brother. Shaq, man, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm doing good.
All right. That's what's up, bro. Hey, man, what's this?
Whoops, wrong button.
It's all good, bro.
Like something I've been thinking about, bro, is like there hasn't been any there hasn't been any major border changes since the Cold War. Like we're overdue.
Mm. So you think we're getting ready to some borders about to get changed up real quick?
Yeah, some like war or some shit because
Yeah.
that it hasn't happened since the Cold War. And before the Cold War, like there was like a lot of borders changing up all the time. So
Mm.
Yo, you wanna
Wow.
co-stream this? Reach that much more people.
Yeah. Go ahead. However
Yeah,
you
I'll
do
run
that, go ahead.
OBS. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta do nothing. All I gotta do is just start it and then just project that screen.
Okay.
I'll get your coffee. If I close this, I'm not gonna close the dang hangout, man. Okay. Yeah.
it's like that. You're trying to cut wire to a bomb.
Yeah. Like don't cut
Somebody,
the blue wire.
yeah.
Red one. I just got myself a whole new panel. Not panel, but what you call it? Layout for OBS. I've been making it the whole time on his.
Hmm.
Just finally got done
hey,
with it.
bro, our last show reached like 11 people, bro. Like that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It is cool. It's a start. You know what I mean? Like we just started this the other day, so we got to build it up. Oh, it's good, bro. It's good, Josh.
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, chilling, man. We will build it up though. It's gonna be pretty cool. Um, I think that what everyone does here is like amazing, man. Because I don't know, I know a lot of average people, like everyday average people, like we all do. Like people who just like don't want to be conscious or like, kind of like lazy.
Yeah.
And every time you throw a video at them, right, to a research, like, oh man, go look this up, right? Oh man, that thing's like an hour long, bro. That's 2 hours long. They get discouraged, don't even want to watch it just because of the length of the video.
Yeah, but then shit, they could sit there and watch some freaking movie. You got nothing but nonsense.
2 seasons of this or 6 seasons of that. I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So like,
what's the if you pass off some information? What was the first video that made y'all like be like, this is the video you should watch? That'll because the one I'm gonna tell y'all about long as a bitch. When I tell somebody to go watch a video, they're always like, hell no, 4 hours.
Damn. 4 hours. That is long. You gotta watch that in 4 segments.
Yeah, always. That's how I do all this shit, really. The best one on, I don't know how much of it is actual factual, but there's a paper trail on what this man speaks on. But that one is like from 9/11 or from JFK to 9/11, everything is a rich man's trick. That's a fire ass documentary. If obviously for it to be put out the way it was and be funded, there's some fake to it. But if there's even a glint of truth in what's being spoke, that should open everybody's eyes.
Oh, by the way, who's streaming? Is it the build, whatever your name? So we have the same name for the we gotta have the same title name for the stream, so that whoever catches it on this side or that side, they got it's the same thing.
Yep. So basically this is this stream, right? We like Shaq, Josh, he's on the panel around. Shaq and Josh, like they own this stream too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically something we created for ourselves. Like basically like whenever one of us want to stream or we have like people on a panel of our own, we want to go, talk about whatever, you can do that. We could build. And like there's no donations accepted here. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like for us to just kick the knowledge out, man. Because like what I was trying to say earlier about the what I was saying earlier about the people being discouraged about the time lengths of the videos and stuff. It's just like we've put in hours and hours and hours of watching these videos, researching, and what we bring to the table on the build is just that, hours and hours of research. And that's why, like I was saying, like even if we reached, Shaq was saying it was cool that we reached 11 viewers, and that is cool because, that means those 11 viewers, like, they probably spend their time, like, looking up information and stuff too. So we want people to appreciate, this type of conversations, to understand what goes on behind the scenes, because it's not just about like a bunch of words being spoken amongst people. It's just like years and years and years of experience and years and years and years of study, and all coming together in one conversation to express itself and to be exploited and to have something. It's like this is like the tangible use of knowledge right now. You know what I'm saying? Like because we're all one and we're all connected. It's like if you have knowledge, like, okay, what is knowledge useful for if you don't have anyone to teach it to, or if someone knows everything, right? If you know everything, what do you really need to live for?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
you must be able to learn every day something new.
Exactly. That's why there's always,
I do literally.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all do, and we're all humble enough to admit that, and I can say that for sure. Like I'm probably the least knowledgeable on this panel right now, and I'm humbly say that. I don't care. I want to be the ignorance is bliss. They say that, and I understand that. But I want to tell you something else, man. Like it's a scary reality, but it's a peaceful reality. And once you get past the dramas of it and you focus on the spirituality, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. Like you can just like the brother Justin, when he was on yesterday, he was talking about how he had his boy and he was being frustrated because he was like saying, oh man, we just need to get this money. We don't need to worry about what's going on out there, man. We don't got time for that. We don't got time to be studying because of how that's going to help you. Kind of like what science was just talking about, right? Doing all that, but really what it does is it does help people, like, talking about this stuff, because like now you don't have to, hang out with that person or have that person be around you and be a negative influence in your life because you know better. Feel me? Like I had a whole bunch of people around me that would do the same thing that Justin's boy was doing to him. Like, you know what I mean? Basically telling him, trying to like discourage him, kind of like low key, you know what I'm saying? So once you rid yourself of all, like it's easy to do it after you reach a certain point. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you see things for what it is, you call it out, and then it's just one thing. It's like negative, and that's it. It's not, oh, this person's negative, but yo, they got some cool weed, so I'm gonna smoke with them. You know, oh, this person's negative, but you know, they got a studio, so I'm gonna match with them. Oh, this person's negative, but you know, they got the hookup to go to the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, if you're negative, you're negative. And even if there's a benefit of me knowing who you are or being your friend, you got to cut it off, because it's the same thing as eating bad food. If you're trying to reach that level of consciousness, it's the same thing as, you know, giving up, you know, sexual pleasures and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know, you got to get rid of some people in your life, man, that ain't really with it like that. You know, and that's where you break the frustration with people, because, you know, he goes around, and he's going to watch this, so this is not talking behind his back, but he'll agree, you know, he's frustrated with people, you know, he's frustrated with people, you know what I'm saying, all around people he try to educate. But once you learn how to break the bond of those people you'll get frustrated with, you lose the frustration. You know what I mean? Then you don't got time to be frustrated anymore, because there's no one to be frustrated with. That's why this place right here, the build, this is beautiful, because this is a like-minded people. We ain't here to, like, if anybody want to come here with their globe, they're okay, cool, that's fine. We know that we're all one, and that they're just at a different level of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? There's no time to be sitting there joking around, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you know what I mean, talking about them like they're something from another planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, this place is cool, man. You know what I mean? Josh be touching on a whole bunch of stuff, man. I love the stuff he brings. Shaq brings that spiritual element to it. You know, I bring myself and Masterpiece, man. I can't wait, man. I've been hitting up Masterpiece, man. He hit me up. He said he's been working hard lately, and but he knows about the build and stuff, and he's going to be getting up on here.
Hey, Jane.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying, bro?
Oh no, I was just saying it's going to be great once he gets on.
Oh yeah. Well, a minute ago, Jane was speaking on humility and being humble. If Socrates and Plato, I believe it was Plato, I don't know why I said Socrates. If Plato was a real person, he was known to have said, "I'm the wisest person I know, because I admit that I know nothing."
That's crazy.
Whether or not that's a real person or that's another analogy, allegory, you know, but that those words were spoken by someone who had the consciousness to realize that the way you know everything is to know nothing.
Yeah, because that's what they say. You got to be open-minded. You got to let go of your indoctrinations in order to try to understand something for what it truly is. And they say,
and it's hard sometimes, you know.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Especially when, you know what it is, bro? I think what it is when you pray, right? When you pray, what you're really doing is meditating, and it's a form of meditation. People don't understand that. They think that they're giving their prayers up to Jesus Christ and or wherever they pray to, whoever they pray to, but it's really themselves. And then once something happens to them that's kind of like quote unquote miraculous, when it's really not miraculous, it's just something natural that you can do for yourself. Then they start giving praise and idolizing those gods or goddesses or whatever, or whatever they want to believe in or idolize. That's what they're going to do, because they actually, you know, perform the miracle of their own without knowing that. And the reason why is because the place that they chose to go seek knowledge from lied to them and told them that, you know, this God has the power and you can conjure up the power by praying, but you're separate from that power. You know what I mean? You can only do it if you come back here and give us your money. And that's the most messed up part about it, bro. And I think that's where it comes back. That's why it's so hard, because like I got family members that'll tell you that Jesus is real, that they had prayed and answered their prayers. And I'll be like, of course. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand it. And they're like, well, you agree with me, but how do you, you know, and it's hard. That's why it's so hard, man, because they break that natural bond with yourself and nature, and being able to do for yourself whenever it comes to healing or manipulating your subconscious mind to get in what you want. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's their strongest weapon.
right, exactly. And the elite know that, and that's why it's constantly being battled every day.
Yep.
And it's just so sad. That's why I'm happy that this place, that like we got like the internet now, like we can all connect, because I can tell you right now, I literally, like I said, about Justin breaking from those people, bro. Like I was a popular person. Like in high school, I was that kid that like everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't mess with anybody, yo, bro. I'm telling you, everyone that I knew, they're all just like a thing of the past now, and it's not just to be like, oh, like screw them or whatever, because like I said, we're all one, but they're still stuck on that low level of consciousness. You guys are like the ones that know me the most, and that's the craziest thing in the world to say, but it's such the truth, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, life is not even physical. Like, I'm surrounded by so many people who don't even know who I am, but think they know me. But you guys know me the best, and you guys aren't even in the same physical room as me. That's how deep like spirituality is, man, and how like people be like consciousness is so real.
It's like when you bring up, your and not even beliefs, just when you actually bring up the logical thinking that you have been doing, people just they can't seem to wrap their mind about it. Then they just completely have a whole different opinion of you, or think that you're like losing your mind or some shit, And it's ridiculous.
Well, it all goes back to like, like when people get so used to a certain way of thinking, it gets to a point where it's just like, well, if they don't have that way of thinking for themselves anymore, it's like they just don't know what to do at that point. Like I know like I know me, like I had that struggle, like when I first came into my whole journey of seeking for truth and shit like that. It was that one video. That one video that got me into it was Loose Change. Like, y'all remember that?
Loose chains. I know. I've heard the name.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah, it was the one about 9/11, like one of the first ones. And when I saw that, like I was just like, nah, like this can't be true, and just like stuff like that. And it was just like just acquiring that little bit of knowledge, like, because it's just like what James said, like ignorance is bliss. But it was just like, like once I saw that, like I was just like, there was just something in me that just like kept on wanting to search for more and more and more. It just takes that one little
Yep.
topic that could spark something into somebody's mind, and then they'll be able to open themselves up and clear themselves.
A lot of people don't realize that how far from themselves they are and to flat Earth. Like, to me, for me, I didn't really understand what I was here for. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we was put on this plane for. And then more and more you start to realize that we're here to spread the truth. That's what we're here for. We're here to let those know that we do have a purpose.
It's like we're always people are always talking about, oh, like you got to show love to everybody, you gotta love everybody, you gotta be respectful for everybody. But it's just like the one thing we never do is we never say, oh, we gotta love ourselves, we gotta be respectful to ourselves. I mean, the most important person you could give love to is yourself, because I mean, we're all one. So like that means everybody is you and you are everybody. So when you love yourself, you automatically end up giving love to everybody else at the same time anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, man. A whole lot of sense.
Dang, man, I didn't realize I had so much stuff I had to do still before I even got to start this thing. I'm just literally almost done now. Good Lord. I'm gonna put the chat up. All right, that should be good enough. All right. Finally.
Tonight I'm probably I was thinking about starting streaming, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight or a little later on or what I'm going. But I got to get my notes together. I think I'm gonna go with what my heart says and start talking about Enochian chess and all these things that a lot of us ain't even got no concept of. Shit, I'll be learning about Enochian chess right alongside everybody else, and I ain't afraid to admit that. There ain't very much information about it. It's an occult game. It's what the elite play. We playing Chinese checkers. We playing regular chess, thinking that that's the way they play. They play a chess that got 4 boards, 4 different colors, 8 different sets of pieces.
Yeah, big chest.
Yeah, it's called Enochian chess, and that's real shit. You got motherfucker spent their lives trying to understand it and still don't even know what the fuck it is. Wrote books
Damn.
and shit. Yeah, John D. I know y'all know who John D is. Got to know at least a little bit of who John D is.
Rockefeller?
No, John D. He was the magician and astronomer to the Queen in like the 1700s.
Wow. I gotta look him up.
Brother, that's oh, you'll be blue back. You'll be blue back once you start looking into that. They use little girls and would have these little girls and boys scry into these crystal balls under the influence of drugs. They never said that, but I'm telling you, that's the way it happened. And these little girls would start speaking this language, and he called it Enochian. And Enochian, it being the language of Enoch, the language of the angels. Enoch being Metatron, the angel that is held with speaking to humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole thing on it. You can learn the language. It's possible to find all the art, all the stuff, and and learn the language. It's just whether or not it's bullshit. Like the Sumerian shit, I believe that the Sumerian shit was made within the past 600 years. They've been building that, trying to make something of ancient modern. Like they just like they've done through all these ancient places. They done went through there, chipped off what they wanted you not to know about, built mosques inside of palaces, done did all sorts of shit over there.
So I guess your research would just have to be trying to prove that it is bullshit more than it's real, because that will just help you get closer to the truth.
What the Kabbalions say is all truths are but half truths. So everything got some fact to it. I don't like quoting these dumbass books because as I read more about them and shit, I come to find out that this is part of the agenda, man. It's just
You
you're only
you
supposed to
gotta
know about these things because you're chosen to know about them. Like it's all the real shit that been burnt. They told us this countless times. Alexandria, they burnt that. Hitler burnt shit supposedly. Napoleon burnt shit supposedly. All sorts of people done burnt all of our real history.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't burnt out, it was tortured out of you. just like they show in Game of Thrones.
I just can't get into that, man. I feel like if I watch that shit, I'm gonna get too into it. I try to stay away from that that little series.
All right,
What,
at
Game of
first it
Thrones?
started out I was watching it because I fuck with that old style shit. You know, I fuck with knights and samurai and ninja and all that shit. Like I always have.
Yeah.
But I don't watch the whole series up to this point probably about 12 times because my girlfriend real into it. Well, as this shit goes on, I start telling her who these people are. That's the Greeks. That's the Roman Empire. That's
Mm-hmm.
the man. You
Yeah,
don't even
bro.
know.
Game
I
of
just
Thrones
start
is
seeing it.
like that, bro. Like you could connect all the dots, bro, to it. Like especially all the religions they got in it, bro. Like you could tell, like the one with the 7-pointed star, bro. That's Christianity. Oh no, the Lord of the
Catholicism.
Light, bro. Lord of the Light. That's Christianity. The one with
Yeah.
the 7-pointed star. That's what the
Catholicism.
fuck is that? Gnosticism, bro. And then the one with the old one, the old one like with the trees and shit. That's pagan.
Yeah, it's our roots. And that's what they try to show throughout here that all these shits is they all got power. But what's really taking hold is the one that's our roots.
Yeah, bro. Game of Thrones is crazy, bro. It's a crazy show. Like you could connect a lot of dots with that show.
I was telling her that I believe that the children of the forest is the Greeks, and they created the Romans, which are the dead army. And the dead army, they created the Romans by putting that obsidian blade in their heart, and it turned them into the undead. And when you think of all the Roman and Latin in our world, the corporation, meaning the dead, we're all, everything got to do with the corpus, like corpse, dead. And that's what they're fighting is the army of the dead.
Man, we got a place in Texas called Corpus Christi.
You better know, the body of Christ.
Damn, you just told me some shit that I ain't know, man. I'm 32 years old. I ain't never looked at it like that.
I ain't far behind you. I'm only 30.
But I can see why that corpus. I see what you're saying with that one.
Well, a lot of it, the corporation, that's what the corporation means dead. It means dead. If you break down what corporation means, it means dead. I forget exactly what it means. I done been into that shit and out of that shit. Now that I realize that it is what it is. I done forgot all about it because I don't follow that. I follow
Yeah,
more on cosmology and shit nowadays.
yeah,
That's where
yeah.
my whole shit is proven to everyone that we all are one, regardless of what they want to tell you. That's why it is what it is. That's why they show you this dome. That's why they show you all the shit that they done showed you. Is that we the slave class? We stuck right here, stuck,
Yep.
mining their gold, spending our blood, sweat, and tears for their gold.
So they can prop their legs up on their little recliner and watch us slave over everything.
Make us think that they're in Switzerland and shit, but really be on these other continents that we can't see. These places 12,000 miles away, 15,000 miles away.
I mean, even
Just like
oftentimes I think about Dubai. You ever think about like why is that place so wealthy? Abu Dhabi, that
I was telling the brothers last
taxi
night.
cabs and
Did y'all heard?
Lamborghinis.
Exactly? Have y'all heard of Masdar City?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Masdar City is a unpopulated city in the middle of the desert that took like billions and billions of dollars to build. It's unpopulated. No one lives there. It's already ready for people to move into. And they told this to us for 10 years. Now we recently come out with this Agenda 2030 smart city shit, and I don't know, it just started to connect lines to me.
Just like you said about the corporation, man. America is a corporation, shit.
Yeah.
So it might well be the land of the dead.
It is, and that's what they showing in these TV shows. That's what I was getting at. It's like that's what happens. That's what the zombie thing means. That zombie thing is the Walking Dead. That's them people around us that just walk through life, you know, doing what they got to do for them, not realizing that it ain't for them. It's actually for the person who you never see.
You
You
right.
actually do all this working, hustling, going to jail. All that shit benefits a person you never see.
You right, cause they put the drugs over here. They put
You
drugs
better
that we
know
go
it.
to jail for. They bring that shit over here.
What E40 said, they brought the drugs to the hood because we don't own no plane, trains, or boats.
Hell no. Every movie that they made this glorifying a drug dealer, it was some CIA shit involved in it.
Military or CIA, you sure know what to say.
Not just that, but even the music industry now, it literally, they look for these people that, you know, literally dwell in doing these drug, that drug, you know, and bragging
Hell
on all
yeah.
their hoes, you know, because all it does is
Dumb you down.
look up to them and try to do what they do, and it keeps that cycle going where they keep getting incarcerated because they're slanging dope, or, you know, and that's a vicious cycle, and all they're doing is making more and more money.
I don't
Wasting
know about
money
you
on
brothers, but where I'm from, syrup was a big thing. And syrup is nothing but an opiate. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But well, in my life, man, I done drank pints raw. I done just put a straw in a 16 ounce and just drank that bitch over a whole day. Just had money like that. That's $1,500. You realize I had to drop $1,500 for that fucking pint.
now you ain't down south because it ain't $1,500. You ain't in
Oh, bro,
Texas.
12 years ago. 12 years
Where
ago.
what state you was in?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, the price, yeah, I get jacked up going up that
Man, you
way.
in Memphis? That's a rough spot, man.
Oh, you better know it. North Memphis, baby. North Memphis. It is what it is. Hyde Park, Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's my people. That's where I grew up. I fuck with that shit. At the same time, like I tell everybody, I grew up with around a lot of these Kemetic type Hebrew Israelites that taught me that my whole life I was evil.
Damn.
Just being white. Just being white. I was evil. I was cursed from birth. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Ain't no redemption. Ain't no saving everybody. I can't do shit. Black people is the chosen people, and I done fucked up by fucking them up through my ancestors.
That's just crazy.
Show no not, you know, and I don't know if y'all heard me speak with that brother last night. He don't realize that my family was just like everybody else's family in this country. If your people have a generational, you know, where they've been here since the 1800s, 1600s, brother, they slaves. That's period.
Hell yeah.
Brother Dredd will tell you his family owns slaves. His family black. He just don't speak about these kind of things like, you know, like it's because it ain't no good thing, obviously.
Exactly, because it ain't something that he wants that's considered to be bragging. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to. He
He
feel
ain't no
awful
bragger
bragging on
type
something
anyways. We
like
all know
that. You know
that.
what
You
I'm
know,
saying? Yeah.
Dredd brag about that truth, period. And like the truth is, and that's why he fights so hard to prove to everybody that we all in this together, because his people owned his own people. His people own white people. His people own black people. His people own Chinese folk. His people own, because everybody was slaves to slave owners.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm from fucking, my people is from Wales, Ireland, Scotland, all that shit. And who is they? Look back in history. Them.
They were slaves too,
England ran
yeah.
through there and took everything.
Yeah.
You know why, right? A brother enlightened me not too long ago. Did you know that there was a pharaoh, a fucking pharaoh that ran over Scotland?
Hell no, I didn't know that.
And this is historic. That's the reason Scotland got all that shit going on up in it. It's either Scotland or Ireland. I want to say it's Scotland because Scotland's a fucking, I don't know. I just want to say it was Scotland. But either way, they fucking, it was a female. A female was the leader over there, and it was a pharaoh. Ain't that what they call them? Like Cleopatra was. She was a pharaoh, even though she was a female.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Pharaoh, whatever. I don't know how you supposed to say. But yeah, that's fact. I looked it up and found some shit to actually correspond with that. I'm like, damn.
Man, I didn't hear you clear.
So
I didn't hear
that's
you
why they've
clearly.
always had such. What's that?
What'd you say about you said everybody know that syrup is a what? Did you say opium or something? What'd you call it?
Opiate, an opiate. Oh yeah, I'm glad that we got back to that. What I was finna say, I don't know about you gentlemen, but I done been
Is
on
that
under the
heroin?
influence. An
Basically, it's
opiate,
a
yeah,
derivative of
opiate is
opium.
heroin is a crudely refined opium. Opium is every painkiller. Any kind of
Synthetic
painkiller
version.
is derived from opium, and it's just a synthetic alkaloid of it, like hydrocodone,
You hit it right on the
oxycodone,
head.
Yeah.
Oxycontin, all that shit. They're just alkaloids. You can go on motherfucking eBay and order what they call poppy pods, boil that shit up and drink it, and you'll get all them drugs at one time.
Damn. That's a pie. That's a
It's
poppy
bad.
field pie.
I never heard of that shit in my life. And then I read a little article about this guy spending $75,000 a year on these poppy pods on eBay because they legal.
He getting pure. He getting that pure shit. It's pure right there.
I can't imagine drinking that nasty shit though. But yeah, he getting
Hell
that pure.
no. Fucking around
Like
now.
I don't fuck with a lot of that shit. The natural shit is what I've always been about. Growing mushrooms, growing weed. That's that shit that don't fuck with you. Because it took me to about age 22 to realize that shit's bad. I went from like 14, 13 years old fucking with that shit real hard. And then when I was 18, I started making that real bad money. Like that's when I started like really fucking off with that shit, fucking off with powder, motherfucking hitting heroin, all that bullshit, selling stupid amounts of all that dumbass shit because it was just then popping into my city. Heroin, never even heard of it. Then when I was 22, it was there. It was there. It was there, and it was dirt cheap, man, and it was pure. We got these
It's
lab
quick
test kits
money too.
offline. We got these lab test kits offline. They said that shit was 92%. And that's street quality. How it come to us that high quality? That's because the government wanted there.
Yeah, they bring and they allow so much to get in, and like they I think they let Pablo Escobar get big as he, it was all to their
Duh.
benefit. He
It's the
thought he was,
obvious thing that
yeah, he
his
thought he
whole
was
time
big.
he thought he was doing some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better know it. All right, you know where the history of cocaine come in, right? The history of cocaine come in where they come over. The Spaniards ran through fucking South America, Central America, and these people chew coca leaves because it makes you able to work in them fields for a long time because it stimulates you slightly, like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
Very,
cocaine.
very mild stimulant. Yeah, because you gotta
Yeah.
take like
Man, my brother know
3,000.
what I'm talking about because you can order that shit online all day long. Shit, Red Bull even sold it in a soda here in the States for a few years.
I remember that.
It was a Red Bull cola, but it was supposed to be an authentic cola recipe. An authentic cola recipe got coca leaf in it. Coca-Cola. Anyway, back to where it was going. They come over here and they realized that they was big on what they called snuff because they learned from the American Indians that they had this tobacco shit. They was powdering that shit up and sniffing it up their fucking nose.
Damn.
Yeah, oh nasty motherfucker. And then the natives was like, "What is you doing though? Like, what is you doing?" Like they took something that they used, not even like we even think of them using it. They use that shit so rarely because they knew it was a poison, and it was to fucking what's the word I'm trying to say? It's to praise death. If you notice, all the Cubans, they only use that shit around the dead worshiping, and man, they
Yeah,
tell us
real
lies
shit.
with this history and everything. They got us thinking that these folks was out there puffing on these pipes like that, and it's not like that. This shit was all sacred, and all shit was sacred. The mushrooms, the peyote, all that shit, it's got a purpose. And I done used it for its purpose. Man, I done been held by the mother, and I about cry if I start telling y'all some of this shit I've experienced with the mushrooms. Eating 11, 14, 17 grams of that shit.
Man.
I think you
Oh,
should
bro,
speak on it, bro.
mushrooms are crazy.
Shaq, speak around.
You start once you start getting on them real what they call legendary doses, it starts peeling reality away like a onion. And it just starts slowly peeling everything away that you ever held on to. You start letting go of it. And you start letting go until you're no longer holding on to what makes you that evil person that you were when you went into this. Even if you don't realize it, you were evil. And you let go of it. And for like 8 months, after something like that, like 8 months, ain't nothing wrong in your life. Everything's perfect. Like you understand what's going on around you. It fucking, it puts your antenna up.
What does that? Mushroom?
And that's what that, yeah, mushrooms. Yeah. But the thing is, you got to be around someone. The shit got to be right. I don't like being around people. When I do it, I'm a by myself person. I'm going to go and meditate and I'm safe. I ain't going to do nothing stupid. I know myself too well.
Yeah.
And, you know,
when I was,
and like, I've always been like that. Everybody else, like my girlfriend, she'll eat them hoes. She'll eat a quarter of them bitches and dance around the house and be happy and don't even slur her words. But me, I can't speak. I get like in a trance state and I start like, you know, like, I don't know.
bro, when I take shrooms, like I just get super emotional, you know, because like it really, like with shrooms, like it really helps you connect to everybody.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it totally heightens your telepathy abilities. Like,
Empathy,
man, when
sympathy,
I was taking,
telepathy.
yeah, like when I was
all of
taking
it.
shrooms, bro, like I saw this one person. We ain't say a word to each other, but like I looked at her, bro, and like I just like I started crying, bro. Like I was like, damn, she's got so much love in her heart and everything like that. Like shrooms really
Yeah.
like open up the true existence of the world.
I grew up doing martial arts, so the way I learned to meditate was from this Japanese man that retaught me and my father martial arts. We thought we knew martial arts, like 8 years experience for me and like 30 for my father. And then this man from Japan who owned a golf course connected up with us looking for someone to train with. And they were like, well, these guys are the hardest that we know, like not being silly, but you know what I mean? Like we don't allow these guys here because they want to train traditionally. And we got to like, you know, do these safety guidelines. Well, this guy was like heard traditional and he was like, okay, I want to holler at him. Well, we ain't no shit traditional when it come down to it. We thought we knew this and that. Hell no. For 2 years, me and my father basically relearned what we thought we already knew. Long story short, I learned to meditate like a Japanese martial artist. So I do what they call a seizai position, which is where I'm on my shins with my feet flat and knees in front of me, arms on my sides, you know, or like fists on my hips. And I would get in that position when I would take them things, and I'll fucking come to, and I got tears flowing fully, not just like down my eyes from both sides, but like fully, just my face just be covered in tears, snot, all that. And in not in a gross way that it's like you've been crying and pouring out your like a little girl or like any emotional type of way. It floods your body with all these emotions. Because when I would go into trances, like I said, this is before anyone ever said any of this shit, before I ever learned about Gnosticism, for any of this shit. I'm just a hood dude, just like living life, learning, trying to figure out what's going on. Well, the great mother came out of this fiery net and picked me up and held me like a baby. And this happened more than one time. When you get in this thing, I swear you immediately crying. I'm holding back tears right now, telling y'all, like, you immediately are crying. There's nothing like this feeling. And that's what we all supposed to be letting each other feel. We all supposed to hold each other this way. We all supposed to be, and that's the greatest weapon against them. You know, once we've done this, we've won.
Yep.
Once
You're
everyone holds each other as if they're each other's mother and children together, You won.
Yep.
They'll never bear an arm against each other. You would never hold up a gun towards your mother or your child.
Oh boy, that's bringing it back to nature right there, Josh, man. You hitting them heavy, man. That's deep, 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 deep.
What else is unity? It's one tie. And what's that one tie? Mother Nature, baby. Mother
Yeah.
Nature.
Yep. Yep. Even the animals know that.
You better know it. They know it better than us, and they show us every day, and we fools.
Facts.
I wish I had that Bro Sanchez motherfucking sound clip right now, because that's all we is for real. Just like a fool.
Like a fool. Ooh.
Like a fool.
Ain't that the one Jay made? You just holler at Jay. He got a copy of that.
Man, I know a dude. He be on a mushroom, man, and he go to painting and drawing and shit, man.
Yep, they do that to some people.
Man, this dude like went to drawing the Sesame Street characters all gangstered out with guns and shit. I was like, damn, that kind of actually clean, man. What the hell?
I'm gonna get this tattoo.
Yeah, he a tattooist. He a tattoo dude. He do tattoo, but he draw when he
I
get
figured.
when he get high. He go painting and drawing and shit.
Same with DMT. What y'all know about DMT? Dimethyltryptamine.
What the fuck? Hell
Well,
no.
when you have dreams, when you have dreams at night, not dreams like Martin Luther King, but when you go to sleep and you have dreams.
And you produce your own dope in your head?
Yeah, it's called DMT. Every plant, every animal walking around, everything living got DMT in it. They believe that's what's the actual thing, you know, the spirit.
Real quick, Josh, real quick, not to cut you off. I'm sorry, brother. You can continue, but I'm gonna go and handle an errand real quick, but I'm gonna stay streaming. I'm gonna keep it on, and I'll be right back.
Love, sound good to me.
All right, I'll be on. I'll be choppy sometimes just because I'll be on my phone. I'm gonna put it onto my soul. You're gonna see two of the builds. I'm still gonna be here.
No worries,
I won't talk as much. All
right.
Yo,
so the DMT is in everything, and people, I know you don't. I'm sure you don't heard of people doing what they call ayahuasca. It's where they go to like South America and they drink this tea, and a shaman sits behind you, and you trip for an hour and a half, sometimes all night. It's more than a trip.
Did you know we produce DMT naturally?
You better know it. And that's what they're afraid of us. If I'm not mistaken, I might be speaking ahead, but if I'm not mistaken, that's the problem with the Kundalini and why they don't want us to understand the Kundalini energy, because we can use that same concept onto the other parts and produce the DMT, dopamine, serotonin, all these things that we are not producing functionally. We'll be able to regulate that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Like definitely that's a lot what it does. Speaking on that Kundalini, bro, like I just found the deepest shit right now that I didn't even know about.
Speak on it.
Like right here, bro, like looking at my camera, bro. Like this shit, I love this book, bro. Like I had to get this book like when I was going to school for teaching yoga. And like this is down dog position, and down dog position works on all 7 chakras. And it's awesome because what it says here is in the Mahabharata, Yudhishthira goes to heaven accompanied by a dog that later reveals itself as his father, the god Dharma. When the head is below the heart, as in this asana, we are able to integrate wisdom and compassion. This integration allows us to align with Dharma, the universal law of right action.
That's pretty fresh.
So
the Mahabharata, I've heard him speak of the Mahabharata as a plane of existence, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bro. Like with yoga, like a lot of people think like all these positions, like they think like you're just doing positions that are just stretching out your body, but no, like all these positions, like they actually do mean something. They actually have a symbolic meaning to them.
I believe that. I believe it's more than just symbolic as well. You know, like, you know, they'll tell you that shit, motherfuckers be like, I can't use the restroom right until I've done the yoga that you know, the way I do my yoga, it helps me, it helps my intestines align correctly. Shit, as silly as that may sound, it makes sense to me
Oh yeah,
perfectly.
oh yeah, bro. It does. It does. There's a lot of moves that help your there's a lot of positions that help your digestive system, like this one
Mm-hmm.
right here. This one helps your digestive tract. This move right here, it's when you're standing in lotus, or like not even lotus, but both your feet are together like that, and you could
Mm-hmm.
lean over like that just on your forearms,
Yeah.
and this helps your
That shit makes sense
this
to me
helps
too,
your
because you
circulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it helps your
Mm-hmm.
circulation, your intestinal tract. It also helps your reproductive system. It helps mothers carry children. It helps your muscle system, and it helps the skeletal system.
What,
Uh,
looking at that stretch, you know, we basically, when I was growing up, we did a lot. I'm learning, and I watched my girlfriend do these yoga stretches and shit. Also, a lot of those yoga moves we used as our warm up. You know, like to get the body loose and to get the body, like, you know, to where you don't tear any muscles, or like, you know, everything's warmed up. And those
Yeah,
moves
exactly.
totally do that. Like shit, there's ways that you stretch it make you fart like a motherfucker, even if you didn't feel like you had gas beforehand. Like as little kids, you know, we all laugh about that shit and shit, but it is, as you get older, you realize, damn, this shit is like, it is actually good for you, completely
Yeah,
good for you.
uh,
exactly.
just like he was showing, man. I seen a video one time where they said that the way that we sit down on the commode and use the restroom, that's not even right. They say you're supposed to have
Incorrect.
your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, man. Like we fuck ourselves up like that.
here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And this
That's why we
uh,
get them hemorrhoids. That's why we have a hard time shitting. Motherfucker be on the toilet for 30 minutes reading newspapers and shit. That shit ain't good for
Yeah,
you.
this is the position you were talking about, right? When you meditated with the martial arts.
Exactly. Damn.
Yeah,
That's half
it's
of
called
it.
Thunderbolt
Holy
or
shit.
Hero
I didn't know that
Pose.
that was only half of it.
Yeah, nah, bro. Um, it's Vajra refers to diamond-like hardness and strength. It also refers to a thunderbolt and conveys the image of power and energy. This combination of power and stability is cultivated by the practice of thunderbolt pose.
Yeah, that pose too. I don't know if you ever heard of Yushiba. Yushiba was like a 4'8" Japanese man that was like 90 something years old when television started coming around. They used to have football players try to tackle and pick this old man up from that position, and they couldn't move his body. He's the guy who invented what they call Aikido today.
damn.
Yeah, they couldn't pick him up. They used to have like 6 wrestlers. I think it's a joke, kinda, but at the same time, I think it's, you know, mind over matter. Like it's a magic trick. It's, you're not catching the whole thing. He learned how to root in on, you know, actually root himself.
Damn.
And it's connecting himself, and it's using the chi. It's using the energy within us. Same with the pigeon stance. I don't know if, let me see if I can see if I can make it to show. Let's see here. To stand like this is another fighting stance for traditional Japanese martial arts. This old man would stand in that stance and they would try to tackle him and they would fall to the ground.
Wow.
And he was a little man. You know, these are wrestlers. These are big boys, like, you know, 6'2", and they have us lie. They'll lie to us and make us think that Asian folks are short. But shit, explain how every wrestler in Asian history who's ever been in the Asian ring is over 6'2". You
Yeah.
know, that's and wrestling's huge in Japan. Shit, same with the sumo wrestlers. Y'all don't see no short sumo wrestlers. You see a big, tall, huge motherfucking sumo wrestler. Squat down low to keep his center of mass lower than the opponent.
Yeah, man, see, this way more advanced than what the fuck we be doing in America.
Oh yeah. Shit, in school, you know, these kids in school get 4 years of a martial art. You can choose to do judo, kendo, which is fighting with armor and a stick.
Damn.
It's like a samurai fighting. Iaido, which is the drawing of the sword. You know, it's not hurting anyone. It's learning to draw the sword and cut through straw mats.
Yeah.
Shit, like 4 or 5 different martial arts every school offers. Like you get 4 years of it as a credit. This man taught us a bunch of shit about Japanese culture. Shit, there's a bunch of little shit we just don't even know about. I mean, you
Hell
know,
yeah,
these
man.
motherfuckers can't even have no military, right? You know, once we went through there and decided that they surrendered, the terms of their surrender was to no longer have a military.
Why?
Apparently, all right. I don't know if you guys know much about Japanese history. This man told me some cool ass stories. There was a little samurai training island where you would send your baby if you were poor. You know, you would send your baby off, and like it's possible that this baby could create a name for himself as a samurai. Out of every 100,000 people, you know, maybe 10,000 are chosen to be actual samurai. Samurai mean to serve. So you serve, and you get, you know, you'll get bought basically by a warlord, and he'll say, "You serve me," and you say, "All right," and you know that's just the way it worked. And well, anyways, there was a training island, and they didn't know that it was a samurai training island. So the Koreans, these Korean pirates, said, "Oh, we got gold and shit on this island." They heard, which they did because it was you know, to fund these children and to fund what was going on this island. Well, they sent these well-trained samurai. These little 17-year-old boys, 14-year-old boys, killed them so quick. Killed them so quick. Only one general was smart enough to not come out there, one captain, whatever you call him, to tell the story, supposedly. Had to rebuild his whole shit and all sorts of shit. And he from then on always told everybody, don't go to Japan. We can take over the rest of the world, but we can't take over Japan. I don't know if that's true, you know, but that's the story. That's how it goes.
Hey, I believe it, man. Japan, they got shit on lock over there. Or is it China? Maybe both of them.
Nobody got any topics they want to
Hell,
discuss?
I thought something happened to the panel.
No, we just, you know, like when you get when you get a lot of good information, like sometimes it just get quiet like that, so everybody could just take it in.
Yeah. Man, Shaq, man, I heard that damn SpaceX almost had you tripping, man.
No, it does got me tripping, bro. I'm on the fence right now.
Staying strong, goddamn it.
It's just because the only thing that gets me, bro, is like that smoke. That smoke shouldn't be visible, not on a flat Earth.
Not
That
like
smoke
that.
should be visible.
Earth, though. I mean, the way it was like so illuminated, like
On a globe
the
Earth,
light
it
was
would be
coming
visible.
from it.
Well, on the globe Earth, that smoke would be lit like that if it's high enough for the sun
Yeah,
to
because of that
reflect the
curve,
light
the
on it.
sun would be shining on it. Yeah, but it just, I don't know. It was so weird because it was a lot of the trails of the smoke. It was a consistent brightness. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. I don't know. It almost seemed like the light was coming from it rather than being projected from a light source to it. You know, it just seemed different.
What video y'all watching?
I didn't see it on video.
Falcon
I
9.
saw it in person.
Oh, you saw the
Okay.
motherfucker.
I saw that shit. So like that's why I'm like, damn.
You didn't record it?
Nah, I didn't have time, bro. Like I was looking at it. I felt like I was gonna die, so I just started
And the times.
watching that.
Yeah.
It's just like as far like, you know what? Like me right now, I'm saying like forget physically, like forget about what it is physically. I don't care about that right now. What I care about right now is what it is spiritually. Because when I saw that shit and when I was just watching it, like I could just feel this energy coming down on me, like an energy I haven't felt since I took acid, bro. Like this energy, like I just felt like I was gonna die, but I was like happy, like I was happy, and I felt like I was gonna die. Like it was weird, man. I don't know how to fully explain it yet, and that's why I'm
Have
still
you
like.
have you heard of our sister Tracy Tywin? Tracy Tywin is a scientist slash black magician. Well, what we in the we in this world that we live in call a black magician. It's
Yeah,
not actually, like
yeah, I know what you
black
mean.
and white magician means the same thing. It's just people don't realize that, and you have to like make people think that you're not bad or some shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know about that. Yeah,
It's all bad and it's all good, if that makes sense. That's the
none
world
of
we
it is
live in.
bad. None of
It's
it
a
is
world
good.
of duality.
Yeah, yeah, like none of it is bad. None of it is good.
Yeah.
Even better. There you go.
Man, I know people that be summoning spirits and doing all kind of shit, man. Drawing that shit around to be protect them, that circle of Solomon and all this. That shit real though. Now you think that shit ain't real?
No, it is. It is definitely something because it's working with forces. All right, that's what I was getting into. Our sister Tracy Tywin, she done did sex rituals. She done did all sorts of shit and had actual results with this shit. When you're finding as we get older and start peeling away the layers of bullshit and realize that all this shit is connected, the fact that this sister is one of hundreds that have come out within the past 15 years with proof of results, that should tell us something.
What
And,
y'all
I ain't
talking
talking
about, man?
about the guy on YouTube called EA Coetting that teaches you to be a living God. I'm talking like real shit. Like
So
he said, the
what y'all
key of
saying?
Solomon. What I was saying is the magic. That's what brought me to this. The brother was talking about the feeling that it made him feel. Our sister Tracy Tywin is big into magic, and she's learning that these feelings that you believe are these happy feelings is not what we think they are. These overwhelming feelings of they can be they can be transgressed onto you from
Mm.
other things.
Wow.
So what you were seeing may have not been anything like what we think we seen, because I told you, I got two different perspectives over here that show us two different things than what you recorded. So I don't think that it's what we think it is, regardless of what we think it is. We can think the
Oh
right
yeah, that's
thing, and I
why.
don't think it'll be that.
Man, they
Yeah,
got
that's why
different levels of
I read
goddamn
about
different
like
demons and different spirits. That's most stronger than the other one. You call on this spirit. You got. I mean, it's all kind of rules and regulations when it comes to that spirit world. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't need to fuck with them damn spirits.
What they know about candle magic. See, that's what the thing is. They'll bullshit you and tell you magic is bad, but the Catholics is the one who used the candle magic. So, I mean, the Jews
fucking
and the Catholics are big into the candle magic. The
like
Hebrew Israelites, whatever you want to call these people, for me not to be offensive, but it is what it is. I'm raised from a crude area. I be talking crude. I can't help it.
That's just like them mirrors. They have them mirrors for portals for different spirits to enter into this realm. Like mirrors, like
Yeah,
it's something through mirrors. You like people don't think about it, but mirrors are like can be a portal for them to enter into this realm. There's all kind of different
black
portals and stuff.
mirrors.
yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What?
y'all might think I'm crazy after I say this, but like I was like when I was like into the ritual shit and stuff like that, and like what you were talking about Josh, like I had like bro, like I had sex with a succubus once, bro, and it was crazy.
What?
It's a ritual. I know what he speaks of.
You said you
Yeah,
did what
technically what
shit?
now?
A succubus is like a female demon.
Wow.
You did it in this physical realm, or you did it in your dreams.
No, that's what the thing is. It happens. I'm gonna let him tell you, but I already know what he finna say. Go on.
Yeah, it's like it's beyond physical, bro. Like it's like it's spiritual in a sense, but it's like crazy. It's like it's like in the middle between the two.
Well, seeing you felt what was going on. You see, like you feel what's going on, like the actions and everything.
Yeah,
You making your own, you conscious to what's going on.
yeah, you feel it, bro, and like you don't like you're not touching yourself or anything. Like you're just sitting there, laying there, bro, and like all of a sudden, like you just pop.
It happens through a form of sleep paralysis, a ritual.
Something like a wet dream, you might as well say, huh?
Absolutely, same
Yeah,
premise.
but the scary thing about it is that you're fully awake.
That's what I was getting at. That it happens during a sleep paralysis. It's like to a person on the outside, you would be appearing to be asleep, but you're fully conscious. Even with eyes open, we've all seen someone be off on them things and with them eyes open. If you haven't, then I mean maybe you haven't, but I done seen a person sleep countless times with their eyes open under the influence.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep my eyes open driving. Then I could have swore my eyes were open.
There we go. See what I'm getting at now. Anyways, like I said, so to the outside, it would appear as if this brother was asleep, but there's something occurring. It's occurring,
Hell yeah.
and you can't tell the body, you can't tell the mind body spirit connection that it didn't happen.
The same thing, like they say when the devil ride your back. People have bad dreams, or the devil ride my back.
Yeah, that monkey on your shoulders, what they call it, that monkey on my shoulders, that demon on my shoulders, the devil on my back. It's all
I
come off the
ain't,
same thing.
I ain't never had that happen to me though, so I can't even tell you the experience of that. Unless it happened to me, and I ain't know what the fuck going on. But I ain't
My
never had
whole
that
life,
happen to
I
me.
feel like I ain't have a conscience like everybody else, like that little voice to tell them this and that. Like I just never felt like that. I don't know. Maybe I've always just been aware of what I'm doing. I don't know. But so I've never felt that weight of something holding me back as well. I know exactly what you speak. Like I've never felt that like weight of guilt.
Like that happened like way back when I was taking like when I was taking like the left hand path because I started on the right hand path. Then I was talking to my teacher and I was asking him like I was just like, so we're always talking about positive energy, but is it ever possible to work with negative energy, or is it just something like that I shouldn't do?
It
And he
depends
was
on what
like,
you want done.
yeah, like he was just like, no, it doesn't depend on what you want done because it all has the same it all has the same goal at the end of the day. It's just different paths to reaching that goal. And it was just like, so he told me, he was like, yeah, you could do it. It's just like you got to be careful. So after I got into that left hand path, like I was just like I wasn't ready for it. So it drained a lot out of me. I brought a lot of shit into my life that like I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it was just like I was just like I gotta take a break from this real quick. And then so I went back into the right hand path, and then that's when I took my vow of celibacy.
But see, it's like different spirits for different things, like for the things you want done. Like as far as like if you go to a root doctor for something, in different rituals they go tell you to do. You know, different stuff like with chicken foots, goats, and all kind of shit be involved. Blood, there's all kind of shit be involved. Cause you know, I know a lot of people down here that use what they call a root doctor to protect them from the police. They want to ride around with dope. They ain't gonna get stopped by the police. Ain't no police go ride on their block. Ain't no police coming in they high. There's all kind of stuff, man. You can use the spirits for. You know,
Yeah, I heard about
Cartels.
Yeah, I don't
They
see people go to
say
court.
that the cartels be on the same shit too with them brujas and brujos.
Yep. I've seen people go to court not get no time and go to court and get the case thrown out off of shit they was downright caught with. You know what I'm saying? But they go see that motherfucking doctor. But really, the only thing they're doing is using natural things.
beads and shit.
You got to do things at a certain time. They might tell you go to a graveside or something. Go to somewhere with a full moon. You got to wait till a full moon to do this or do that. You know, it's certain times and certain things that you do.
Wow.
You know, it ain't you just it ain't like you're just doing stuff cold turkey or doing stuff crazy. It's just certain things that you got to do.
And where do all the base of these come from? They come from the Solomon thing, like you just said, right?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to summon spirits, the Solomon thing is more about summoning spirits and demanding the spirit.
That's what I'm getting at with the demonology aspect of it. It all come from Solomon, right?
Yeah, but you got like what they call where they get the demons aspect from is what they call gargoyles, what them little statues and stuff they be having on ancient sculptures and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? What they call gargoyles and all. They like all they
had them there too.
Yep, like and see Solomon. Why they say Solomon's so powerful? So he can control all spirits. It's like he was a god. It's like he was like what they call Jesus, like summoning a spirit. I'm finna get spirit up.
And with that being said, what it means is this man was learned. All that means is that he was learned, and he went beyond what they call the left and right hand path, and he found the root diamagnet electric. You know, he found what's actually causing these and the names on them, and all of them got names of like sort of Arabic type names.
That's what they call sigils, like what they got. Like McDonald's signs and all kind of like different company signs, all that stuff be sigils, logos. And you don't even know nothing about it.
That's why they call them logos, because it's God.
Mm-hmm. They sigils, and they be like our names and alphabet. All that stuff is sigils. The way you write these different vibrations and stuff, the way you say things, all that stuff got something to do with each other. Especially with the spiritual thing, especially vibration.
It's all ritual. That's the way their world work in rituals, exactly. And that's why they put them colors in our face. That's why they put them shapes in our face.
Oh yeah.
All the number one topics, all the number one things that people is gonna buy got symbols like that, like Vesica Pisces symbol, sacred geometry, all this little good shit up in it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. And you might think I'm lying, man. You might think I'm tripping, but I'll read some shit on some trees, man, about trees talking to you and shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why you think they use that pan? Brother Sanchez told us we live under a panarchy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and why the pan thing is what it is. It's to make you think that it's a demon when it's actually nature speaking to you.
You just got to understand the language.
Yeah, you're right. How the hell do you? But
how could you know that though? How could you know? You just have to go with what you feel in, right?
That's all we can do,
because you're not gonna hear a voice and you're not gonna hear a sound or nothing like this. So you just gotta take what's in your head at the time and have faith in it.
Man, you got all kind of beings you can summon that'll scare the shit out you, man. You got little green men and all kind of shit. What they call it. I ain't never experienced it myself. There's a lot of stuff I just read, you know, about different beings and different kind of creatures, you know, that you can summon. I don't know if it's in your head or what you imagine it to be, But you gotta think about it. All these movies and cartoons and crazy stuff. How you think that stuff come to their head? It ain't like somebody just like Star Wars and movies. There's some truth to all that shit, man. It ain't like that stuff just pop up and the motherfucker just say, "Oh, look, I just invented this or imagine this." It came from somewhere, you know. Every idea
It's
comes from
almost like
something from the
it's
originator.
almost like every single that is like, you know, false or what do you call it, fiction, has some sort of truth in it somewhere.
I
Well,
tell
yeah,
you what,
like the part that
Y'all
people
heard the
forget
brother?
is that it's all you. You know, it's all coming from you. Like you're doing it. Like you're creating these
Exactly.
things.
Y'all heard the
It's
brother
all you.
Justin
Like
say,
because when you really look into the aspect that like when you really look into it, like we're all one.
Jan,
It's like everything that's in existence is you. We're not saying
exactly.
that we're not saying that we're all connected. We're saying that we are everything.
Yeah, like I said, brother, I meant the brother James, not the brother Justin. The brother James said the law of attraction. You know, he used that to will himself a better opportunity. You know, that actually used him it forced him to use his creativity instead of let it go to waste. Shit, and it came to fruition.
Yeah, you're right about that, boy.
man, I tell you what, we finna get ready to see some Star Wars shit with this blue beam, goddamn, that they got.
I think
They
it's gonna be aborted, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we talk about it so much. It's gonna be
hell
something
no.
else. It's gonna be something else happen that they're gonna have to now. They ain't gonna put it out the way we think they are. They're gonna have to use it in defense. They're gonna show us in defense, not in offense. They're gonna
Yeah,
show us in defense.
but they gonna still show us though.
Oh, you better know it. They're gonna. It's gonna. Yeah, I
Shit,
agree with that fact.
they
Yeah,
gonna
it's
show
gonna
it.
happen.
Like with
They
Star
showed
Wars,
it.
like with these damn laser weapons, they already got laser weapons. Like with the
Ben
Star
had
Wars
it.
shit. Yeah, man. I
Hell
mean,
yeah,
they're making it seem like
yeah.
it's science fiction or something, but half that shit be some truth to it. Like Transformers. The movie Transformers got so much truth to it. Hell, it's an archangel. It's a goddamn one of the devil's archangels called Megatron.
Look at
Yeah,
her, and then all the
Metatron.
stars fall, and then in Transformers they falling stars. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
They falling stars
Like,
on there. Like like they saying that the Decepticons and the what is it, the other
Autobot.
one? The Autobots. Okay, hell, when they came down, they had to fall out the sky.
Yep.
They called
You know what I'm saying?
they called it that they said themselves that they were falling stars. They said that in
Hell
the
yeah, that's what I'm talking about
like
right there. Thank you. Right there. That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
they said it themselves that they were falling stars, and it was just like. But when I was watching that movie, how I kind of looked at it, bro, like I kind of looked at it like as maybe the Decepticons are the good ones, and that the Autobots are the bad ones. That's how I mean. If you look at it, if you look at the
Looking at today,
Transformers movie,
we live
if you look at that in a Gnostic sense, in a Gnosticism sense, the Decepticons are good, the Autobots are bad.
Why you say that?
You know what I'm talking about, Josh? Because he
Oh
knows
yeah.
about Gnosticism like I do.
I say look
That's
at it
why
just like how,
I
you know,
was gonna
people think
say
that our
that.
government is good, but they're not.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Already.
What they
Yeah.
teach us is that the God, you know, the God, he created, he. Well, he is the demiurge, what the Greek called demiurgos. The demiurge come from Sophia. Sophia, in her jealousy, not being taken advantage of her full potential by the other part of creation, you know, the Most High, as Madan loved to call it, split itself into two concepts: the aspect of positive, the aspect of negative, the aspect of female, the aspect of male, whatever you want to call it. It split itself so that it could see itself. It no longer wanted to see nothing be nothing, because being everything is being nothing. So it created itself, and it replicated itself. And out of those two aspects, everything that we know of sacred geometry come to be. Well, while the logical male was doing what logical males do, apparently, and that's, you know, not pay attention to their women, the woman went off into the deepest, darkest depths and created a child of herself, you know, and out of her sadness and unfulfilledness, she created an aborted fetus that was jealous and lustful and wanted all this chaos. It was chaos. And that chaos we call God. It created us to worship
That's
it, to
God.
so that
Yep.
it can feed off of us. It needed something to eat. It needed something that can worship it, so that when it ate it, it made it more powerful. It made it the thing, and that is the evil that they tell us. In the book, they tell you shit. In the Bible, it even tells you that in the last of days, you're going to think all the right shit is the wrong shit, and all the wrong shit is the right shit.
Some deep
Well,
shit.
shit. God
That's
even
what.
tells you himself, like in the book, in the Bible. God even says it himself. Like he says, like I specifically created y'all to worship me. Like that's the only reason
Yep,
he
the
did it.
Alpha
Like
and
just so he could
Omega.
be worshipped, so
You
he
know,
could
it
take
says
all
all
that
these
energy. Like
exactly, exactly.
And that's another thing what y'all was saying about the energy thing. That's why they say negative people drain your energy. You be around people that's negative or got some evil shit going on. It's gonna drain you or bring you down when you be around somebody that's sad or somebody that's not happy. That's why they say misery love company. I say all that energy shit. Like somebody got bad, it's automatically gonna bring you down. That's why I say you can have a room full of love. Somebody hate for coming there and bring the whole balance off. See, love
Yep.
is a
well,
powerful.
it can only
Love.
bring you down if you don't know how to handle it. And that's why I got into the whole that's why when me at least that's why when I got into the whole like left hand path thing, like I was doing it so like I knew how to handle negative energy better.
You
But
have to
sometimes,
become the monster to know how a monster works. That's exactly what that path is for.
yeah,
Yeah,
some people.
exactly. You gotta put yourself in the position of the monster to know how the monster's actually thinking.
Exactly. And that's what the middle pillar that they always erase out in history, that middle pillar is where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be an intertwining of good and evil. That's why they tell you that tree was the knowledge of good and evil. You're supposed to know when to use each one. Evil in the name of good is still evil, but it happens. You know, like that's what
Yeah,
they tell us.
they show the serpent going up where? Right through the middle of it.
Yeah. And that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be an intertwining. You know, we're a sign, sin. We it's both. It's up and down. Or
And
in
that's
this
all
case,
about like
it's left and right. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like it's both. It's left and right.
it's like
It's center.
But everything is centered off of a duality. Everything got duality in life.
And
Everything.
yes, yes, and that's one of our biggest keys to coming out of this. You know, to unplugging ourselves is to realize that, and that's one of the laws. The law of what do they call it? Law of gender. It's the law of gender, the law of attraction, the law of concordance, the law of cause and effect, the law of polarity, and there's a couple more. You'll
uh,
never hear me profess to be an expert on any of this shit.
Yeah, just like a
the
yin and a
law of,
yang, man. Yin yang. Shit.
it's the law of impermanence.
That's one as well. Yeah, there, and all this is found in the Kabbalion, which they'll tell you is the study of the Kabbalah, which they'll tell you is the ladder or tree of life. All of that, what it boils down to, and you'll find people who have told you this. They have studied it for years and years and years and years, and always learn more and more about it.
You talking about the Book of the Dead?
No, the Kabbalah, the book, the tree of life, Kabbalah. You've seen it before. It's got two pillars and it's got like 10 points on it. Some people say it's the chakras of the human body, meaning the ones that we're told of, as well as the hidden ones. Because I believe Shaq can build on that a little better. That there is more than just the 7 chakras we're told about. There's a lot more, right?
Yeah, there's more than the 7. What the Kabbalah shows that
Nah,
little
man.
shows you it shows you not just the 7, but a couple other 3 that are in your arms, but that there's way more than that. Like chakras like pretty much like surround us.
Yeah. But
As much
the crown chakra is the most important one, right?
No, all of them, all chakras are just as
Exactly.
important as any chakra. All chakras are important, not
I'm
just
saying they
one.
work
Exactly.
together. They work together,
Yeah.
though, right? I'm saying all of them
Yeah.
work together.
And
That's
if I'm not mistaken, the conjoining of two above and one below activates the center, and so on and so forth. And you want, and that's what this Kabbalah thing is. It's what they call path working, and it's like, heightening certain chakras at certain times, in a concordance with in concordance with the astro. What's going on above us, as above so below, as within so without.
Another thing that I think go along with the chakras, like on Power Rangers, different kind of
You better know it.
superhero things. They had a thing in the middle of the chest and all of
Hmm.
that. And I mean, that right there in different colors of and how they
I know you.
metamorphing and
I
all
think
that.
you was here when we was building on the damn Captain Planet, right?
No, I probably in
Yeah,
and out. I know about the earth, wind, water, fire, using the elements of the world. I know about it. The elements.
Tell me why. Tell me why the African brother is of Earth. Tell me why the American brother is fire. The Indian brother from India, he's the one who's of the heart. And like all of the colors correspond as well. The only one that the colors don't correspond on is the earth being green, and which it should be, because that's the heart chakra. But what I mean is, the heart, when he does heart, it's not green. Instead, the heart is like a pink color or a red color or some shit like that, or whatever. But it's not the color of the chakras. But all that shit corresponds to that exactly. What Shaq said, we heard a lot of people say it as well. Earth is heart switched around.
no, Bro Sanchez
Um,
said that. I don't really roll with that.
I fuck with it though, because it's green. And what is the heart chakra shown as well as Jesus? When it shows you Jesus, Jesus got that heart. Everything you see with Jesus got to do with that sacred heart. Like that, it's outside of his chest, and it's got rays coming from it, and all this old crazy shit. I kind of roll with it. I don't roll with nothing solidarity. You gentlemen, you'll learn that as we roll on. Like, I'm not steadfast in any belief. That's what got me to the point I was at for the longest, was being steadfast in belief.
Like over here, I got it, so it's a little bit easier to understand. I got the whole chakra chart thing.
Yeah, Shaq is real good to speak on about these things, because Shaq studies this. This is Shaq's whole field of study. All this.
Yeah, like the first chakra, it's called the root chakra because it says like I am always safe connected to the earth.
Mm.
But then the only reason I don't go with the whole heart is earth thing, because heart right here, its element
Mm.
is air.
Okay.
That's the element of the heart chakra. That's air. And the element for the root chakra's element is earth. So that's why I just don't run with the whole heart is earth thing. And it says here, I open my heart to embrace life as it is. That's the heart chakra.
I believe the correspondence only comes from the fact that it's green. I think it didn't go too much deeper than that. But I
Yeah,
understand exactly
yeah.
what you're saying in defense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it was like I was so heartbroken during one of Bro Sanchez's shows, because like we weren't really arguing, but like we was like kind of getting on each other's case about it, because it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what happened when two, steadfast. That's why I try my best not to be steadfast in belief. I believe it's all possible to be relearned and learned different, and that's why I understand both of you guys. I understand how you see it. I understand how he see it. I understand it. I understand being steadfast as well, because like I said, for the years and years, I was adamant about going to space, y'all. Like, I wanted to go to space so bad, take my babies, dip the fuck out this bitch, leave all that hatred behind. Hell yeah, I wanted that. I used to defend that shit hard, and then it
I
just
still
hit me, man. reality come in. Reality that, or let me change that. Actuality came in away from their reality.
I remember like I remember when I first like when I remember when I first woke up spiritually, like I felt so lonely. Like I felt
Yep.
just like entirely lonely because like all these people, like I wanted everybody else to be awake too. And I was just like, damn, like am I really the only one in this position? And then it was just like when I really looked at all of us being one, like I was just like, you know what? Everybody's perfect the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have to feel lonely anymore at that point.
I felt lonely for a long, long time. Especially once I got into this flat earth thing, I felt lonely as a bitch. No one want to hear about it. No one want to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Yet I see it all. Yet I see that shit all around me, right? So I was just to myself, and I think that helped build me so much. You guys don't even know. I've always been a social cat. That's just been my thing. I always been social. I always been out in the neighborhood. Always been just out, doing my thing. And I done moved to California and settled down with my family, try to get away from all that bullshit. I ain't lived in these streets for 3-4 years now. So it's really been 3-4 years of being a hermit, raising my children. And then 2 years of that feeling completely alienated from everyone all the way. So that built me up. I didn't need these people that I thought I needed around me. Like shit, that shit helped me so much. I no longer have to require the social acceptance. I no longer require any of that shit. And it builds you up as a person. It hurts, but that hurt is what brings the good. You can't feel good without hurt. You can't feel happy without sad. You can't feel none of that shit. You have to feel all these emotions to know these emotions.
So
It's
I
good.
I just something else out. You know how everybody always says that the third eye is pineal gland?
Isn't it the crown chakra?
It's the crown chakra, but a lot of people say the third eye is the pineal gland. It says it right here. The seventh chakra, that's the root. I mean the
Okay.
crown. Sorry, my bad. That's the
You
crown.
have the facts. Ain't that something? Just stop. I'm going to let you continue. I just wanted to say this real quick. I love this about our society. We get told one thing from one miseducated person, yet there's books and books and books and books that got the facts right there
You dig it
and
out
will
and you
still perpetuate some bullshit. Please continue building, brother. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, because the third eye, the sixth chakra, that's the pituitary gland, and that
And that's an
controls.
important part of being a human, separating you from them animals, they say, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, not even, bro, because even animals got a pineal gland.
I
Animals
meant the
have a
pituitary
pituitary
gland
gland
is
too.
what I'm. Oh, okay,
Because
that's what I was. Okay, all right, never mind. Excuse me.
yeah, because with the pituitary gland, what happens with the pituitary gland is that controls your hormones.
hmm
Have you guys ever heard of this place in Brazil where they raise their children to be both sexes because at puberty they choose their
The
sex?
fuck?
Like not in
Whatever.
a
No
doctor
way.
sense. Like they go to a doctor and a doctor like says they're, but nature makes their balls draw up into a vulva or come out of the vulva into a nutsack and the clit turn to a penis within their puberty years. I swear to y'all,
They
I
must.
watched this shit. I don't know if it's true though. See, there's so much
It
miseducation.
might be like something they're eating that's causing strange hormones. Like who knows?
Could be. They could be big into soy and shit. We heard about soy.
You know,
Well, I want
that's fucked
like
up.
to put it in a very rough way. I want my dick, so I don't really eat soy.
Same here, man. I went away from all right. See, we went not vegan, but we cut meat out, and we were we've always fucked with beans, quinoa, rice, shit like that over soy because of taste. Like the taste of it. Come to find out, we ain't even supposed to eat that. Bugs don't even eat that shit.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Bugs don't even eat fucking soy. So if you gotta process this shit to be edible in the first place, it's already bad. Oh man, I wish I had a P900 to just show you guys the way these clouds get created over here for the rest of y'all. Man,
I had some pictures of I literally watched a grid get put up above my head.
I'm watching it right now. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. And it's so faint. It's so faint so that it's not directly above us. It's over in least populated areas so that it'll blow down towards San Diego and look like there's some real clouds and shit. Like, and I told you, brothers, that I've now watched them start doing boomerang shapes. 3 jets will go up and make 3 boomerang shapes by turning with the chemtrails and then turn them off so that in 2-3 hours, them three puffs will turn together and make a regular cloud.
Wow.
It don't make a line cloud. Yeah, it make a shape like a boomerang, you know, like a half of an ellipse.
Yeah, but like what's going on right now?
Oh, just some grid shit that's turning into one big cloud. To my west, to my east, just long, stripy fucking chemtrails. All this shit gets blown all directions because where I'm at, we don't have weather like everyone else around us. We in a big valley. It's a wind tunnel. They got these massive wind turbines right down the hill. They got wind farms all through up this area, solar fields, all this shit. I'm in the desert, but I'm in the mountains. So it's like this unique thing. And
We got valleys too, bro. So like I'll let you know when they get over here because these guys are clear right now.
oh yeah, they supposed to be clear right here. That's what everybody will tell you. Growing up in this area, they ain't have clouds like we do today. But everybody thinks that these old folks is just stupid. They didn't start, and they'll tell you that we didn't start having shit like this till the 50s when the military moved in this area. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, the sky used to be a lot bluer too. I remember specifically when I was a kid, the sky was way bluer.
Math Powerland say the same thing. Matt Boylan, whatever way you want to call him. He said the same thing. He said the sky looked different when he was a kid. The clouds also look different. He said you never seen clouds that look wispy like you do today. It was always big, fluffy.
The sun also used to be more yellow, not this white shit.
Yeah, white thing. Yeah, that's another thing. I've seen pictures. See, that's the thing is I don't seen pictures, but you can't put it off on just the camera. You know what I mean? Like you could say that the camera and the filter made it to where it was yellow. Is all I could, you know. I look at everything skeptical, so I'm gonna try to break down even evidence brought towards me that I like.
I just remember when I was a kid, bro. Like when I used to look at the sun, like it used to be straight yellow, not white like it is now.
Where'd you grow up? Have you always been in Arizona?
No. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh shit. That's a totally different part of the world.
Yeah, bro.
It's where I'm from, it's a whole lot of mulattoes from the what's it called? I hate to use that term, but like mixed people, and that's what we supposed to be. We all supposed to be one people. That's what the people that tell you that America opened up all ports in like the early 1800s or some shit so that we could become the melting pot of the world, yet still dwell on this racism bullshit. Anyways, it's even embedded into me, a person who's for unity, still say racist shit like mulatto. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even, like, it's been bred into us. Like, it's so fucked up. And I try to go against it every day. And, you know, I'll be winning, but it is what it is. Anywho, where I'm from is a whole lot of mixed people.
No.
It's just like there is in any huge metropolitan area. Everywhere, there's always mixed people. But they will tell us that they hold down one specific people. Yet we look around us and we see people in Canada that's mixed. We see people everywhere around this world that's mixed, and they want to tell us that it's about race. I just think it's funny.
Bro, same mulatto. It's not even racist. Like us as humans, like just us as humans in general, we have a very we have a very limited way of communication. You know, like our vocabulary gives us like very limited ways of understanding like what we're each saying. So it's all good.
Did you know, supposedly, I don't know if it's true because I don't speak Arabic, but they say Arabic got 3 times more words?
I don't know because I don't understand Arabic, but I could believe it.
That would mean that you could explain yourself 3 times better.
But I'm like, my whole thing about it is like we're not supposed to be speaking at all.
That makes sense even more than all of them, too. A brother brought that up to me, and I was like, damn, that's the biggest fucking, that's probably the biggest little bomb that's been dropped on me in a minute. We all supposed to just be like these animals out here. He brought that up to me. I was like, damn, that makes I'm always speaking about returning to natural unity, but I'll always skip over that point.
Yes, you never hear an animal like animals will roar. They'll tweet like sing like birds sing and like stuff like that, but you never really hear them speaking to us. Like they speak to us, but they don't speak to us um they don't speak to us by sound. They speak to us telepathically, and like a lot of people aren't really able to like pick that up.
Shit, think about what's it called. And as you're saying that, it make I always think about this kind of shit, but think about it. During the jazz phase, scat, that was a type of music where they weren't even using words legible. They were illegibly speaking, lyrics. It wasn't even about it was and it was awesome. People loved it.
Yeah,
People loved it.
you knew what they were trying to portray like through the
Mm-hmm.
music.
Because there were show people that weren't just going scooby doo. There were people that were doing it more slow and emotional. There was varying styles, just like there's varying styles of everything. With that being said, I wonder if that means our natural way of doing music was like these animals and was only sounds, only just like they show us the Tuvan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tuvan throat singing. It's where they just go, oh, it seems like, but really what they're doing is creating all these different multi what they call it, it's got a really good diatonic pitch shifts in their throat.
Diatonic harmonics.
Yeah, and it creates a music, a whistle. They're actually whistling from their throat while they're making a low rumbling noise. They're using 2 and 3 parts of their vocal cords to create this, as well as their throat and mouth and tongue. And it's not something that we over here in this part of the world, for a person to learn how to do it requires a whole lot of effort, because it's not something that we do over here with our body. We don't use our body to make music like that.
Yeah, and it's amazing how we can sit there and make different notes off of whistling. We sit there and whistle, and we can imitate a sound. It's amazing how we can do that, and it's the same notes as what they call in music. Like I wonder, a matter of fact, that's a good subject to bring up. Who created the notes in music? I know it wasn't no damn Beethoven. Who created the notes?
That I think that's nature, bro. I think nature created the notes because
yes.
like for somebody to go say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like I don't know who did that, but bro, like when you feel music, bro, you could like I could sing a song, right, that another person sings and like feel the same emotions they felt. It's so deep. Like there's a difference between listening to music and feeling music, and I know that for sure.
Yes,
like you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this music for a long time, bro, and I play the piano, I play the guitar. I know, and I play by ear. So there's a huge difference between playing by ear and reading sheet music, because you have to actually feel the music in order to play by ear.
Hell,
you don't even know how many times I got in arguments with people over that same subject. They're trying to say like, well, no, they had to written the music down first. I'm like, what are you, crazy? I'm like, when people first started figuring out, acoustics, they were beating on things. Taking a piece of stick and hitting against something, and I made this doom, doom, and they started changing it up. Then somebody patented a guitar, and then they patented a drum, and that's what we got now. Doesn't mean that it started off with little notes and blah blah blah. People started like how you were saying, they were feeling the music, they can feel the emotion, they became one.
I don't know about
Because
everybody
nature
else's
itself got
school,
its own beat.
but
Nature
exactly,
itself got its own.
exactly, sir.
We all have a
When I was
natural,
in
there's a
school,
natural harmonics.
when I was in school, you would have kids, and they would all get together, and they would make beats.
Yeah, beating on the table and shit.
And they would rap over it. And you can't tell me that required any drums. That didn't require shit but their hand and something. A motherfucker will get a nickel and motherfucking make new sounds that, you know, to emulate what he's trying to hear in his head that needs to be, you know, I don't know, man. I can ride with what Danny said. The music came far before the theory.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, but see, another thing, we can automatically tell if something off beat. If somebody making a beat or make a song or something, and it don't sound right.
Someone hits a foul note, and you just like, ooh,
yeah. It's automatically it automatically runs through your body because it's not in sync. This is why you say you got. That's why in music you got to have things in different in the same tone or the same key or what they say.
Yep.
You know, I can have a ding, dun, dun. I can have the same note in the same different keys, higher pitch, lower pitch, going down different. Ain't that what they call it, keys? Going down different.
You know, keys. The key of C is what they'll write the song exactly, and everything has to be arranged within that within that area for it to sound natural and fluid. Otherwise, it's going to sound dysrhythmic.
Yeah,
we pick up on dysrhythmia quicker than we pick up on anything else. The music is deep within us.
You can have one tone and play one song and add all kind of instruments to it off of one tone. You can just start a song off. Keep doing that. Then you can just start going on off of that, like off of that's how people make beats. I'm gonna start the beat first, or I might start a melody, then have the beat come in or different. Like I'm good with beats in my head, and I don't even know how to work Pro Tools, none of that kind of stuff. But if I was to know how to work it and insert what's in my mind out. Man, I'd be a bad joker with beats. But see, I was automatically good in percussion. When I was in 6th grade, I was in the band. I was in the band, and I was good in percussion. Like I was automatically good, and I never did read music like that. I could just know what's on beat and what's off beat, like on the football games, the cadences and stuff like that. I mean,
and their percussion, it takes a person to know that off the jump too. You can't just take a regular person and make them. That mean the band ain't gonna just let you be a percussion. Everybody want to play the drum, but that band director or whatever, whoever he choose, he notices exactly what you just said in that person.
Yeah, because
they gonna give you one chance.
Yeah, because this is the test they gave us in 5th grade before we got in the band. They made us imitate what they did with our feet and hands.
Yeah.
So they might stomp a couple times and clap a couple times and do a different kind of rhythm. And you got to just mark it. And I was just good at imitate. I'm real good at imitating still to this day. I can imitate people, imitate their voices, imitate what they, I mean, I'm just got that talent, I guess, you know, as far as imitation.
Yo, then the imitation, right? You know what I always thought about imitation? You know what I always like, you know what's crazy, right, about imitation? You know how like people, what's that dude's name? He does like Jay-Z. There's a lot of people who does Jay-Z, but I forget his name. And he's like he especially does this. But every time he goes to switch his voice up, sometimes he takes a sip of water. And then like water, right? If you play music around water, it changes its shape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, is there a connection between changing your the way you pronounce and your tones of voice with the water, as you're trying to say?
Plants grow better with music playing as well. Yeah, completely feel you. That's exactly why the plants grow better with music. It don't matter if it's jazz. It don't matter if it's Slipknot. It don't matter what it is. It's gonna grow better because it feels the vibration. It's not feeling the anger. But I bet if you played 432 hertz music around them plants, they would thrive even better.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Hell, you could probably just put a constant tone at 432 out at all intervals of the day, just constantly that tone, and you'll probably see a difference.
Yo, they should make a strand. They should make a strand of bud called like musically or something like that. And just play 438 hertz like the whole time is growing.
You better know they do all sorts of shit. These motherfucking places, some of them use sacred geometry and have pyramids where they grow where their greenhouse is. The top of their greenhouse goes to a pyramid shape.
Oh
because
yeah.
we learned
Oh yeah.
all things are increased in potency under a pyramid.
Yeah.
You better know it gets real crazy. Some of them just straight use only old techniques from the ancient people. No new nutrients, no new nothing. In fact, they don't even feed nutrients to their plant. They feed their soil so that their soil feeds their plant. It got worms in it and everything.
Man, I know
How
y'all
can you
seen.
beat that? What's that, brother?
I know y'all seen the video with the dude with the cameraman. He zoomed in on the stars real close, man. And sometimes them damn things look like they changing shapes, like they vibrating. You know what I'm saying?
To me, when I see those videos, it makes me think of two things mixed. When you see that video of the light inside of that drop, there's like that what they call sonoluminescence, and it's light inside of water, using sound to create light. And then it also makes me think of, I forget what they call it. It's got a great name, and it's where they put the sound, and then put sand or salt on top of that speaker and start doing sounds through it, certain frequencies, and you'll see
Oh
shapes.
yeah, and it does these. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you do 440, it's disruptive, but when you do 432, it makes a pattern of harmony. It's funny to me.
Ooh, that's that 44. Jay-Z just came out with a new album, the 44. Talking about that 44 stuff, bro. That's probably what he's talking about, the 44 frequency.
44. Yeah, bro, because you right. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, build on it. Cause I'm just making the connection. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I'd be willing to bet that 444 as a tempo would also be. 440. Your tuning at 444 would also be detrimental to the human.
You know what's wild is that they're at I work with FL Studios a lot. Like I make all kinds of beats, and they're up to now 41,500 hertz.
Damn.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Where they playing at it?
That's what all the music now is. That's what everything is.
There's a good one too. There's good ones in the 500 as well. There's a 432 that's good, and 540 something that's also good.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. Like, and it makes you wonder, like, maybe this is why all this kind of rap music, trap music, this and that is why it promotes such evil behavior, because maybe the hertz are just drives people.
Well, the agenda's there too, though, bro. It's not always about the hertz. The hertz is definitely like a tool to help them push the agenda. But the agenda is basically to keep us all ignorant and keep us all fighting amongst each other. And basically with hip hop, that keeps young brothers and not even just young brothers, but young people who just like want to live that lifestyle get caught up in a system, in the judicial system and the law. Mm-hmm. And that obviously creates profit for the judges, the bailiffs, the bail bondsmen, the lawyers. It's all just a big, huge system cycle, and these kids get caught up in it. I drive in a cab, and I see every day kids with headphones in their ear rapping, right? Like, oh, that's FL. I mess with FL too. I make beats on there.
Oh yeah, I make all kinds of beats. But yeah, 44. I was wrong. 44,100.
Oh man.
I can't stand rap anymore, bro. I stopped listening to rap like a long time ago. All I listen to is EDM and house music, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
I
that
mean,
house.
like that
You ever,
trance,
you ever mess with that DJ thing?
that trance music, bro. You got to be careful too, because that's not always about positive, and like what I'm saying. A lot of the stuff, bro. They be promoting the drug using and all that stuff, and there's no
Yep, I was about to say
problem with using like LSD or whatever, the mushrooms and shit to reach a heightness. But then when you're doing it just to party and have fun, bro, you abuse anything you abuse is bad, bro. Even
I
bud.
have to disagree with one thing while you said that. There is a whole lot wrong with using LSD. LSD is
yeah.
totally synthetic. It's totally no good.
This
Now,
guy.
LSA, which is what it's derived from and synthetically synthesized from, LSA is all right. It grows in morning glory seeds, Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. It's good, but anything chemical, no bueno.
Okay. Your mom's right here.
Anything that's through semi-synthesis or full-scale synthesis is headache. And that's why pharmaceutical industries use it so much, is because it's always going to have a side effect to bring your ass right back. Or extremely addicted.
Acid is a whole another fucked up thing, bro. Like I still get flashbacks today, bro. And that was years ago.
Well, when you used to do it, or like the experiences.
Yeah, like flashbacks are fucking crazy because they just happen out of nowhere.
Man, I kind of agree with old boy saying about the music, man. Like it's the agenda of trying to make everybody, you know what I'm saying, go to jail and be
Oh,
going in it.
yeah.
But
Hell yeah.
hold
Go ahead, bro. My bad. I was just saying, hell yeah.
the vibration, because man, you can listen to some reggae music, you can listen to some Mexican music, and then you can go listen to some trap music. And
what do you think about when you hear that trap music?
Shit, you gonna be ready to goddamn me. You gonna
Service
feel
some
different.
dope. It's about to shoot some motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna feel different. You gonna be like, damn, this beat. You gonna hear the different vibrations, and it's like the bass. Everything matters. Like, and then you go to you listen to Spanish music, and they singing about loving and everything. Then you go to reggae, they sing about love and shit, man.
Unless you're on that reggaeton, it's just as bad now. Reggaeton is awful.
Hey yo, I
Reggae
used to
song.
some music.
When you hop
Reggaeton's
into
cool.
when you hop into a car with like a really strong sound system and you play trap music in that shit and you sitting in that car and they just bumping it, bro, like you step out of that car feeling like shit the whole time.
It's evil, bro. You feeling evil vibrations, bro. I'm telling you, Bob Marley, he made a song called Positive Vibration, man. Y'all need to listen to this shit. Listen to the beat. You know what I'm saying? And listen to what they make us listen to right now. To these what these kids got to listen to, man. It's crazy, bro. You gotta shake. You gotta keep yourself out of this shit, man. Like,
oh,
that's a job.
That was a long time ago, bro. Like back when I was like trapping and shit out here in Southside Phoenix. Back when I was trapping and shit, like that's all we did, bro. We just stay in the car, bump that loud ass trap music, and just fuck, man. And by the end of the night, when we're done, where we're like, oh, I can't sit in this car no more. We get out the car, bro. All the music's turned off, and then you just like, damn, like you just like in a whole nother place at that point.
You drain, bro. You drain.
Yeah.
Like you just
got done, bro. You like, yeah.
Breaking up hard.
What was you gonna say, James? Though, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you breaking up.
His mic on mute.
It keeps like unmuting and muting. Oh, he done fell off.
He'll be back on. It's his connection is bad right now.
Yeah, it's that data.
Yeah.
Data be booty.
Yeah, bro. You don't have nothing at the end of that trap, bro. At the end of the trap, you don't have shit. No substance, no nothing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That's all I make, but I get paid for it. You know, so
I'd like to listen to.
That shit even makes you infertile, bro.
I don't need no more kids.
Wow. What you mean, Shaq?
Bro, like if you sit in that car and
Damn.
you have that heavy ass sound system with all the bass and shit, you listening to trap music and it's just constantly bass, bro. Like that shit is vibrating your nuts like so bad that you can't even produce any sperm at that point because your
Damn.
nuts are vibrating so much.
Damn, man.
Can you imagine? I got 4 15s in the back. How much was 10,000? Oh, I guess I ain't having kids.
Man, I thought you was gonna say it was gonna make you be like, not even want to fuck a girl because a lot of this shit gay now and a lot of it disrespect the women. You know what I'm saying? You know, it ain't good to have one girl. You gotta be having 20 girls.
Nah,
You gotta
I
have the
never been like
baddest
that. I
bitch.
always thought every one of my friends were like that. Like, man, you wanna go find some hoes? Nah, like, that's nasty. You wanna go to the strip club? I'm like, I don't want no nasty ratchet ass bitch's ass in my face.
Hell no. I'm straight dipping out. I don't fuck with the shake joint at all. I come from that culture and I never dipped out. I never spent a penny off in that bitch. Never stepped a foot off in it either.
Yeah.
What got me mad about the shit, man, is how people. What got me
My
mad
bad,
about
bro.
the shit? Oh, y'all. What got me mad about is the goddamn how the females think this shit is cool, like the Cardi B shit. All these females go crazy over Cardi B, called her song and where she come from and all this. They gotta understand these people make them people famous for these women to think it's cool to be out here scripting and all that. Cause they got somebody to look up to. They got somebody to look up to. Like, damn, look at Cardi B. She was a scripper and look what she and look what.
Yeah, they want the negative shit, bro. They want it all negative, bro.
It's all being promoted. It's all being promoted. I mean, you look at the male side, they're promoting dealing dope, cooking dope, doing this, and then for the female side, just take my clothes off because it's easy money.
Oh yeah, man.
And Cardi B ain't talking about shit. When you see Cardi B, I don't know about you guys, but when I see her, I see Nicki Minaj, brand new.
Yep.
Like a brand new version that was more ratchet because instead of being a lesbian that they turned into a Barbie doll, she was actually a shake joint star that they turned into a Barbie doll.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Damn sure right, man. The propaganda is so real out here, man, because these women, and look, all these women, you notice, they got to try to get the same kind of hair, the long blonde hair, the long hair to think they beautiful, man. I mean, goddamn, I'm so sick of these crazy hairstyles these people be getting, man, these different colors and shit,
all
man.
trying to get their eyes all crazy like Nicki Minaj, where they open their eyes up all big, like, you know, man, it's all the same thing. Someone pulling the strings. Just because we got these people like that, you should realize that somebody's pulling the strings. For them to come out, look, man, Nicki Minaj be having some of the hardest verses, and that's no lie. Like, you can't deny when that bitch go hard, that bitch go hard. But I don't believe she writes them. In fact, I know that all them folks don't write them. Like, they don't. Because I done been around folks that's like, they tell you, I thought that this thing was going to be this way, but once I signed that deal, they got 15 people in there writing these songs for me.
All they gotta do is perform it.
Beck don't even write his own shit, bro.
None. The only one that quote write their own shit is the ones that don't write.
Tupac wrote his own shit. That's why they fuck with him.
That freestyle.
Yeah.
Freestyle, where's that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the only people who claim to not write, well, the one just started writing and claimed to just started writing, and that's Gucci Mane claimed to started writing, and
he did one in
2
jail.
Chainz claimed he never wrote. Never, none of them songs is written. I don't know if it's true.
I don't care what y'all say, man.
They say a bunch of random nonsense though.
Nah, hey yo, bro. Hey yo, you know what it is, bro? It's different. I'm gonna tell you what they say. This is the reason why they say it's a freestyle. It's not a freestyle. What it is they go and they do take by take, right? So I say, yo, if I had a dog, I would live a fog. And then so I'll have that. I'm cool with that. Now what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll write a new line in my head. So I'm really writing it down, but it's just not on paper. So they call it freestyle. It's not a freestyle. I've done it before mad times. When you do a song without putting it on paper. It's really easy,
Did
but it's
what
not freestyle like they say.
exactly like he said. They do like this. He'll go in. He'll be like, "Mike told me this gonna be your favorite song. Ooh, where that real one? That my favorite song." And he say, "Cut." And he
Right.
sit down for a minute and be like, go back in. He'd be like,
Bar
all
by
right, punch
bar.
me back in. He gonna say, punch me back in. He'd be like,
That sound like some
put them
E40
on. I
shit.
said, baby, put them on.
Bar.
What you gonna do when you go home? Kiss your man after you sucked on my woo. You know, like that. It's all punching. It's all punching. You can hear it actually.
Yeah.
Facts, you can.
Hey, man, what y'all think?
I literally
Hey, check this out,
freestyle.
man. What y'all
Nigga,
think
ask my
about?
wife.
Hey, what y'all think about goddamn Gucci, man? I believe that shit a clone. I believe that clone shit for real, man. That motherfucker don't look nothing like he used to look, man. The shit.
Oh, he's
got
on
me.
that dope hard. He's on that
What?
meth.
All right, this is what I think on the clone thing. When they say they clone someone, I think of Cardi B. That's what I think of it when I say I think they lying to us, and they have all this propaganda on both sides to make you think that they can really create a person from nothing. When we
Man,
all
look.
know it's not like that. We
Look at
all
Gucci,
know it don't
Look at
work that
Gucci,
way.
man. Look at Gucci, man. Now look at the old Gucci, man. I mean, look
yeah,
at
but Gucci,
tattoos.
man, he's
Oh,
hard on
yeah.
that meth though. He's hard on that meth.
I
You can
think
tell.
I think it's not the same person in general. I think they gave someone vocal lessons for the whole time he was in jail, made him go to jail, and like make him act like Gucci. I agree with this man completely.
Cause think about it now. You in that wedding, his mom or brother, nobody wasn't there, man. Like none of his immediate family or none of that kind of shit, man. People who fuck with him, he ain't nothing. I mean, the tattoos in different spots, the goddamn that goatee shit really a giveaway because he was a bald faced nigga. He ain't had no fucking hair growing on his face. Period. You could tell when a motherfucker got hair. You know what I'm saying? That shave or whatever, it got hair where it grows back in. He got a full grown beard.
Stuffy nose too. He ain't got that stuffy nose no more. Gucci man, stupid.
Yep, that fat tongue.
I mean, Eminem. Look at Eminem. Eminem's supposedly a clone too. Dr. Dre. You know, I mean, but Eminem had a video, didn't he, about who's the real Slim Shady? You remember all those people that came in to try to interview, to try to be Slim Shady? That's just like everybody in the world, bro. Like, what do you think Hollywood is? Motherfuckers be going to Hollywood like, I'm the new Bruce Lee. And look, yo, I swear to God, my stepfather looked just like what's his name, man? Oh man, he's a I swear.
Breaking up.
Hey, you sound like you breaking up real bad.
Robotics. iRobot.
That real robot beatbox.
That
That's what I'm talking about.
Auto tune.
That's what they do, though. We get to building, and they always hit some kind of make you sound like you're going to the ISS.
Everybody in their songs are singing now. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony started that shit, but everybody got them singing like they got some melody now. Every goddamn thing. I'm like, how the fuck, man? Every song you hear, they on auto tune or somebody trying to damn sing.
Yep.
They imitating everybody. Like this is a trend right now. They imitate what they see. Whatever coming out, whatever hot, they'll be coming out with.
For some reason, the trend has become, instead of a person actually having talent, they will auto-tune it purposefully ugly sounding, and people will buy into that shit.
Yep.
Future is trash. I said it from the beginning.
I know y'all heard that dude's song where the main sing the gun sounds. He go, I pull up on him like gra-ta-ta-ta. Oh no, baby. What is you doing?
Damn. Man, Future auto-tune be off sound, man. And then the new CD
on purpose. On purpose. I'm telling y'all, it's on purpose. The point, look, T-Pain straight told everybody the reason that they sound like that is because T-Pain did it the correct way. T-Pain is an artist that know how to sing. He learned about this thing from the dude who invented it. He knew what he was doing with it. And he fucked up. He already told everybody. He fucked up and didn't realize he was finna fuck up like he did.
Because you can't
he didn't mean
auto-tune and just start going. You actually have to lay out
the
beat is all done in a C minor. You got to put the keys in C minor, then you got to mark each key so that it's tuning your voice to those keys. I mean, I play with auto-tune
Just like
on my shit all the time, but I just play with it.
just like
And that's why
Zapp
they
and Roger.
sound. That's why they
Computer
sound
Love.
incorrect.
Zapp and Roger was the first people to do that shit on Computer Love back in the day, man.
You better
The
know
dude,
what you. Mhm.
he was
Yes,
cold with it.
yes, sir. Roger Troutman.
Yep,
Shit,
Roger Troutman.
and
And he
you
did.
know what's crazy? Ain't on the only artist in our time we've ever really heard show love to Roger Troutman tough is Tech Nine.
Oh yeah.
Tech Nine. Oh yeah, Tech Nine was blessed to do a track with Roger Troutman before he passed, and that was a long, long time ago, like 1998 or some shit. And man, Tech Nine rapped with Tupac. Tech Nine rapped with everybody because anyone who heard him knew that there was something brand new about that cat.
You know
I
that
believe that.
he worked with Dr. Dre and Tupac on that West Side song. That was
I
him in
look.
that was him in that video.
Oh yeah, Roger Troutman. I thought you were talking about Tech Nine for a second. Yeah, Roger Troutman is such a big influence to the world of music as we know. Any real motherfucker will tell you that. The shit from the 70s on the West Coast, it had some revolution in that shit.
Yep.
That brother put the tube in his mouth. Y'all know he created that, right? He truly created this. He put a funnel on a keyboard speaker with a tube going to it, taped it down so the sound come out his mouth.
That's fucking genius.
But like y'all said a while ago, you still have to know how to hit them notes.
You better know it exactly.
Because
still
it
gotta
don't
know how
matter
to
how
hit them
much
notes.
auto-tune you have on. If you ain't got the right keys on, you're just gonna sound like some booty.
Exactly what I was finna say. You put me on Roger Troutman's setup, I bet I can't make none of that fucking beautiful shit.
No.
I mean, tomorrow I might, but today, this one sit down, oh no, baby. I'm finna fuck it up. It's finna sound terrible up in here. It's not gonna come out right. I'm finna have to do my mouth, learn how to do my mouth the right way for them sounds to bend through my mouth. Like,
yep.
I'll never be able to figure out that little device. Oh shit, I can't even think of how it works.
I used to have one for a buddy of mine when I was a little kid. The guy that got me into playing guitar and learning not to be, basically taught me that I don't have to be like everyone around me. I can like other things. When I was like 14, 15, he gave me one, a talk box. He said he couldn't ever figure out nothing to do with it. I played with it for a long, long time, and I'm telling you, I just can't get the sound to bend how I want to out of my mouth. I can't get it to say hello. You know, I can't even get it to sound halfway like hello. It won't. It's just gonna sound. It's just gonna sound yuck.
Hey, they got the one that T-Pain and Roger use. You have to play the keys on the keyboard at the same time. You singing the same note, man. You got to be.
No, you're not singing a word, my brother. You're not singing a single word, actually.
No, I'm talking about
the Troutman, Roger Troutman's one. The sound that he would tweak them sounds to sound organic, so that when they come through his mouth, it sounds like a harmony of the voice and music. No, sir.
But he using a keyboard. He using a keyboard too. He using a keyboard. Yeah.
He using the keyboard, and I got my finger in my mouth to kind of like illustrate how he had the thing in the back of his mouth, so that instead of using his voice, that sound coming from the back of his throat, and he moved his mouth around
from the key. Create the harmony.
Yeah, real talk. And we probably can. And it's probably somebody who can imitate that without the thing in their mouth. You know, people can do that. You know.
Yep. You better know it. Especially someone who loved Roger Troutman's sound enough. Like I was saying, Tech Nine. He said when he was a kid, they used to go around the house trying to talk in reverse because they heard in a song they played the thing backwards, you know. So they'd try to rap verses in reverse as little kids, trying to make that sound, you know, like fully learning how to enunciate these sounds in reverse. That's why you'll hear this man in some verse be like, run it, my eye. And, you know, he'll really sound like he's saying something in reverse, but he really ain't. Like, he just knows the sound's good enough to fool your ears to think you heard something in reverse.
Yeah.
You're like, the real auto-tune software which is Antares. They've been around for I think since 1991. Where they actually had little plugins, little box that you hooked up to the piano.
Real auto tune come from underwater gold and oil mining.
Damn.
Like when I'm saying the actual like soft, like the little devices when they started in like 91, that they actually started to input for music, and then it's evolved from
kind
there.
of ironic that's around the time where you got New Kids on the Block. You got all these people that really ain't musically talented getting put in the spotlight as they can sing, and we kind of find out
they gave them something they could tweak around, but they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
My father's the one who exposed that. Look it up, James Capper Sr. My father's the person who exposed them.
Man, look here. What you mean he exposed?
He exposed New Kids on the Block, bro, for being. I swear to God. My father.
I gotta look it up, kinfolk. I'm doing it right now.
Go ahead.
I seen where you do music.
I go to his house right now and take pictures of the articles. He lives.
I seen on your YouTube page. I seen a dude on YouTube. Is that you that do the music on YouTube?
New music on YouTube? Yeah, I got music on YouTube.
Videos and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I believe you, man.
My father wrote Angel. My father co-wrote Angel on the New Kids album. Bobby Brown. He used to babysit Bobby Brown. I'm from Boston, bro. And Maurice Starr. He knew Maurice Starr when Rats was running around in his apartment. He seen him broke and seen him get rich. He sued. He actually sued. He sued him and won some money. My father. You know, so
and how he exposed the New Kids on the Block?
He went to the what is it called? I forget what that place is called. It's where you go whenever you want to expose something. I forget what it was called, but basically he went there and exposed it, bro.
You want to go expose it's like you've been exposed.
It's like like whenever something happens. No, I'm trying to explain. I just can't remember the name of the thing. But whenever something happens, like something like you want to, like you get exposed, like this. Back in the day, there used to be a specific place you went to expose that. I forget exactly what it was called, because nowadays you don't need that. But back in the day, that's what he did. And he went
What was the deal with him? What was wrong with him?
Basically, he was ousted because he met my mom. Yo, this is deep right now. I'm like telling y'all my life story, but this is true. He met my mom and well, actually Maurice and them, they met my mom's. They wanted to, like, she was like a very beautiful girl, like a model type girl, you know what I'm saying? And basically she wanted to be a dancer, do like background dancing for him and stuff. So they had her come backstage in the shows and all that, right? And they wanted her to, like, you know, sleep around, but she wasn't having it. And they made rumors, and my father, like, basically was around them. And one day when they got upset at her, they had him take her home, and they got like really close after that. And then I was made, but then basically he had a record out called Different World on the radio out here in Boston. It was going, like, you can look it up online too, Different Worlds. It's a song by James Capper Sr. Okay, now that song was popping. He was getting ready to blow up, like be a huge major artist and stuff. But because he met my mom and all that stuff happened, I guess Maurice Starr lied to my father about smashing my mom's. and they was on three-way, and, like, you know what I mean, they got caught up. Yo, this is crazy, but it's the truth. So whatever, I don't care. It's streaming live right now. But it's the truth.
Popcorn, it's live.
I don't care. I don't care. It's the real. This is how I was born. This is how I got here. So whatever. This is some real stuff. Yeah, I'm positive. My father tells me a story like 10 million times, man. Yeah, who cares for the internet?
Excuse me. I would just like to say I have verified that this brother's father is credited on a New Kids on the Block album. Says James Capra.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm dead serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some real stuff. You could catch my sister Mia with Bobby Brown and stuff. Like it's just crazy, man. So basically, yeah, New Kids on. There's a lot of fakery going on as far as like, you know, background vocals, all types of stuff was sang by different people. There's a kid called Chris Pittman that sang a whole bunch of that stuff, man. Singing a whole bunch of the New Kids on the Block stuff. His name was Chris Pittman. He was a black kid from Boston, but you'll never hear about him.
How silly that I even brought up the name New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, the music industry, bro, is like, I was all up in it and out of it, and I'm so glad that I had the experience I did. I used to mess with Benzino, bro. You go look this up. I was in a group with Big Pun's son, Baby Pun. He's Chris Rios right now. That's his real name. Benzino's son, Lil Ray Ray. We was in a group called 3 Down, man. I was all up in the industry, bro. I was all up in that Illuminati stuff. That's my girl, Marlene, and everybody. She got some questions too. She want to talk, but bro, I'm telling you, she got some serious questions.
No, that was live.
Huh?
Oh, hell no, I didn't know it was live.
Yeah. Yeah, but yo, man, this industry, bro, like, man, I mean, like, when I talk about how the police department works together with the rappers, I'm not lying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some real stuff, man. Like, I've seen a lot. I'm only 28, but I'm telling you, man, this is okay. You know who? What's that guy's name? What the hell is Sean Kingston? You know Sean Kingston?
Yeah.
All right. I went in a meeting, right, with his people, with his manager, and it was like, so what's your story, James? They like my music. They hear my music. It goes, oh, yeah, like, this is good music. So what's your story, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? So like, well, where you come from? Like, have you ever been through anything? Like, are you like an active gang member? Bro, listen to me, bro. Listen, bro. They was trying to probe my life to see if I was negative in any way, because they said, well, you need a story. You need to sell your story. They was like, if you don't come from any hardship or anything, like, why are people gonna want to listen to your music? They gotta like feel you. They gotta relate to you. And a lot of people, they can't relate to just somebody who just did music and who's just always been into music. Their family was into music. They're not gonna care about that. I was blown away. I was like, what? Are you serious? So if I was out there like shooting people up, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs, and then decided to become a rapper, I would have a deal right now. Like, and you know, it's crazy, right? This was years ago, but listen, right? This was years ago, but listen to this. This is how I know that everything is rigged in the music industry, and they definitely work with the police department, because why was it around the time Sean, this is like 2009, right? 2010. So now look at music, what it is now. Look at all the lyrics and what they're talking about now. Now, back then they were probing for these type of artists, bro. Okay, back then they were already planning on having trap music, like we was talking about, having all this negative frequencies in the music. They was already planning it years ago. Okay, and I'm proof of that, because I went in there with totally good, positive music. They didn't want to hear nothing. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They said that if I didn't have a story, they said, yeah, I'm marketable. You're marketable. Yeah, you know what I mean? You could probably sell some records, but you need a story behind your music. You need to come from a struggle. And I'm like, yo, because I didn't come from a struggle, because I didn't have anything negative to offer them, they didn't want to sign me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want that negativity to help make everyone else listen things about how that shit's rigged. It's all fucked. It's just to make that circle go around so they can keep making it.
Bro, they didn't want me to. They don't want me to promote positive music. The person responsible for getting me the deal with Benzino and Baby Pun, right? I hit him up not too long ago, showing him some of my new positive music. You know, he said, "Oh man, you need to get back in your bag, do to your old stuff." Now my old stuff, right, was like negative. It's talking about like the disharmony between like a man and a woman. Like one of the most popular songs that I have is called Disconnected, and the other one's called Down the Drain, and they're both about like relationships failing. You know what I'm saying? So that goes along with the agenda.
I need to hear your shit, because like I had no idea you'd been doing this.
Yeah, Down the Drain was
time.
actually on a show on ABC called Pretty Little Liars, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you, like,
What?
you know what I mean, how much they're willing to promote negative music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically it was about like a breakup, like the whole thing's going down the drain and stuff. So the dude was telling me, oh, you need to get back into music like that. But I'm trying to bring back the oneness between the man and the woman. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want that. You feel me? So even though I can have great music, like I got some good music right now that's not released, right? But it's like super duper positive and stuff. And I tried to share that with this dude, right? Who's already into the music, deep into the music industry, right? And he's telling me all this stuff. He took him like a whole 5 days to even respond to me. He didn't even respond, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, yo. And then when he responded to me with that. And then when he hit me with that, and I was like, I was mad humble. I was like, all right, bet, like, nah, it's cool, bro. Much love and stuff. And then after that, like, he was like, nah, for real though, you need to get back in your bag. Like, not even like taking the hint, like, dude, I don't even care what you really say, but I'm still gonna like show love, whatever, because I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? And he still was like trying to push the agenda, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's how much like they want me to be like, oh, no, not me, but like want people to be like negative, like if they're hungry for it. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want me to talk about loving a woman or being faithful or loyal to a woman.
They want you to, you know, talk about bitches and hoes and all the fucking typical shit you hear.
You got it. You got it. So yeah, man, y'all build upon this, man, because you know, the music is what influences these young people. But I mean, like nowadays, like, you know what's gonna change, man, what is the idol. People are idolizing celebrities, but like every day they're being exposed like through the Illuminati and for being down with the Illuminati and devil worshippers and stuff, right? But like there's other people too, like Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Young Pharaoh. Right now, Young Pharaoh is trying to break into the music industry so that he could be one of these people. But these people, yeah, right now, Young Pharaoh. Huh?
Didn't they already expose that dude?
Yeah, he's already been exposed. But what he's trying to do right now is he just did a diss record on Jonah Lucas. He did the song "Not Racist." Everybody knows about it, right? So then now he just did a diss record to Jonah Lucas, trying to like gain fans and stuff, like trying to like gain notoriety and stuff, right? But basically, what I think what is happening is Young Pharaoh is moving into a new realm of ideology, which is the New Ager. Okay, now you see all this stuff about the New Age, and Jim Carrey is big on, like, a lot of celebrities are like trying to like be conscious and like trying to promote that conscious awareness. Look at B.O.B. Yep. Okay, like all these people are pansies, man, because like they're still a part. They're allowed to do this. You understand that? So what is happening is the celebrity is becoming ever so unpopular because of their affiliation with the Illuminati. So whatever amount of the masses that the elite still have will be controlled through these people like Young Pharaoh, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, all these people, right? And you notice like everybody is like no one really, all these people, they don't even really go back to nature. They just talk about how like, oh, it's like you're in charge, you are God and all this stuff. Nobody really truly goes back to nature. Nobody talks about living in cashless societies and how to really like be independent. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about like this dude B.O.B. is talking about flat earth a lot, right? But I feel like he's not even really like, he's trying to gain money. He said he's gaining.
That's what I was about to say.
He's trying to gain money to say. He said he want to build satellites.
Put a rocket up.
Put a rocket up and try to get to, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like on some real stuff, dude. Why don't you go buy a high-powered drone and control that mud by yourself, and then tell us how it went happen? Because you got money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what you really trying to figure out, man? Because like, what's your agenda? Like, you need all this money, bro. You don't even need money. You're a rapper. You're already successful. If you really want to help people out, you know what I'm saying? Don't ask for no money. Just spend your own money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get his career starting to fall out a little bit.
That's like Young Pharaoh.
I don't think he's as successful as we think he is, y'all. I don't think he got as much money as we think he do.
That's how I think. That's what I was thinking. Like he started falling out, you know, and he tried to reach to the next biggest community.
Well, whatever happened to Luke Fiasco, bro?
Lupe Fiasco was real, bro. And exactly whatever happened to Lupe Fiasco, because Lupe Fiasco was already about that. But you know what? They're not giving him this shine right now when he was already talking about this type of stuff, bro. Now, why ain't they giving him a shine right now? You know what I'm saying? B.O.B. got money, bro. Trust to believe that. He got money, but he don't got the right money. He got the money that is being given to him to give this false truth out, man. You know what I'm saying? Trust to believe that. Because there are people like Lupe
he ain't got money like we think he got money. We think he got his own money. Don't nobody got their own money. We should realize this. Everybody always got someone.
They hand them
else's.
fucking some Visa cards and shit. Here's a
Yeah,
Visa
you got
card.
someone else's debt. All you do is debt. It's just debt.
Yeah, they give them these Visa Black cards, bro. They give them Visa Black cards. Like, you can spend this on whatever you want, but they could track it. So they'll see like, oh, if you're trying to like give back for some shit like that, they'll straight.
Hey, one thing I want to touch on, right? We was talking about this yesterday. I don't think we was talking about a while ago. I think we was talking about Bud about like the health benefits and the facts about, you know, the good qualities of marijuana and what it does to you, and like all the fake weed that's coming out. So I want to talk about what that relates to, like with pregnant women, and like about the research with what they've done. They actually haven't really done much research. They say that they haven't done enough research to make a conclusive determination of whether it's good or bad for you or not. But I mean, like, I don't know if any of you guys have had any knowledge on that.
I'm in California, so I hear a bunch.
All I know, Reggie is the best for you right now, because with all the other weed they're coming out with, that's all
GMO'd. Exactly.
They took
as soon as the government got that shit in their hands, they started changing it.
Yeah, that's one thing I know for sure.
They took the whole
nothing like it used to be.
Marijuana out of it, like they took the whole spiritual out of it.
Here in California, it's going to be legal the first of the year. We're going to be able just to walk up in the store with no recommendation, no nothing. Just
I guarantee you, watch a lot of motherfuckers start having a lot of health problems.
That's what I was finna say. I don't know if you guys have watched, or y'all ain't into the culture, I'm sure, like me, because I'm into concentrates. I always been into concentrates, and I fuck with wax and shit like that. Well, up in Oregon and Washington, they got these legal companies, and when you bust open these cartridges that's supposed to be a half gram of wax, it ends up being 0.25 grams of wax, almond oil, all kind of shit that you ain't even trying to be smoking on. You can. They're not. It's not negative, but it ain't what you was looking for.
It's like you're getting cut if you buying a bag of a Coke or whatever. You got cut. You done stepped on it a few times. You're supposed to be getting 0.5, and they fucking cut you with some of this or some of that in there.
And it's still $60 for that half gram.
Fuck.
Where they do that at?
Man, back in the day, back in like 2001, 2002, man, we was smoking Dro Dog, and that shit was way more powerful than this Kush shit.
Oh, was it, man? That's what I was talking about, man. I'm like you don't get none of that real deal shit no more. That Granddaddy Perp and all that shit, man. Cause right now they fast grow that shit, man. They do that shit so fast, harvesting. Real
too much. That's
real weed. It take a long time to damn harvest. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be right. But they doing weed just like doing damn chickens and fucking cows.
If it don't take a long time, you need to make it make a long time, because potency is grown, through longevity. Potency is not given through quick fast. Nature doesn't grow a fucking a flower immediately. The whole plant have to be grown, and then flowers come.
That's the thing about it, man. But see, they got these old greenhouses and they cheating and manipulating stuff to make it the way it's gonna grow faster. Artificial light, artificial sunlight. You know, like I said, everything artificial, man. Ain't nothing natural no more
I
unless you growing it yourself.
Exactly. Well, I feel even when you grow it yourself, it's wrong nowadays because they have us buying these nutrients. And like I told y'all, I've been big on what they call organic no-till gardening. And you don't need to nutrients like that. You need coconut water powder. You need alfalfa seeds, corn kernels, and you make teas out of these and let them sprout. And then you blend that and put it in 50 gallons of water with air and let it make what's called herb or like nutrient teas. And you're feeding your soil. At this point, you're no longer feeding a plant because your plant eats what's in the soil. You want to replicate where the biggest trees in the world is found. So you want the redwood forest. You're going to want microbiology. You're going to want nematodes. You're going to want things that go up, that live in your soil and go up the plant and eat spider mites. You want things that, aren't going to destroy your plant, but enrich your plant. These plants growing with these nutrients out here where I'm at, it's some doo-doo. The local weed is bad. Everybody makes it with these cheap nutrients that you get a whole bunch of. Well, when this plant grow, there'd be little shards of metal that have formulated through heavy metals. They bond together on a molecular level, and you'll see little cubes of metal. You'll be like, what the fuck is going on in this weed?
Fuck yeah.
And folks just break that shit up and smoke it. They don't give a fuck. Weed right here where I'm at smell like blood. It's got a metal smell to it. And everybody know if the weed come from this area because they're going to be like, oh, it's got this smell. That's what they used to. Whereas if you go and get weed from somewhere like Northern California, where it's grown outside in a big ass pot in the natural sun with natural everything going on, it don't taste or smell. That's what rappers smoke on. Rappers will tell you they got Northern Cali Kushes. That's where they grow at. They got grow ops in California just for them. They fund so that they'll have weed to smoke on. They fund them. They throw them $15,000, $20,000, and then they throw them 15, 20 pounds of Kush.
Damn. That'd be nice.
I mean, shit. Well, it ain't nothing to them. Some of these plants, y'all should look it up. Northern Cali, they got 25-pound plants, 17-pound plants.
Damn. One plant?
When they cut them down, this man, it's big around as like a baby's head. The stalk of the plant be as big around as a baby's head. So you got to get like a power saw to cut through that shit.
Tree. You get a damn tree. That ain't no plant. That's a tree.
Exactly. Because they replicate in the redwood forest. They grow in trees.
Damn, man. That'd be good. Imagine
I don't know about
a long ass time.
How good could a plant be compared to a plant that grows only 5 pounds? If you making like, I don't know. I figure potency would have to increase with being smaller.
Yeah, shrubbing it down, topping the fuck out of it.
Yeah, they growing it for yield. They ain't growing it for potency. They growing it for yield.
Yeah, they're growing it for weight to make that bread.
Yeah, and they doing it too. You better believe it. Shit, the police raided this one grow up. It only has 7. What was it like? 7 rows.
Baby.
7 rows of plants, of like 4 or 5 plants, 4 different strains or 7 different strains in 4 rows or whatever, and it was supposed to be like 200 or 500 pounds. Y'all have to look it up. It's like the biggest like single house bust like ever. And the police said it was worth $2.5 million.
In a minute.
Okay, but if you weren't going to answer, I was in the middle of using it. Stop being a dick.
You're a dick. I'm trying to listen to this dude.
Hey, y'all want to hear some interesting shit?
What's up?
So, what is one of the nicknames we give for weed? Guess which one I'm talking about. No.
Good.
Nah.
Cool.
Loud.
Nah.
Chiba. Chiba.
Ganja.
Ganja.
Why the hell? I didn't think that.
Check this out, bro. Check this out. This is crocodile pose. In crocodile pose, in Hindu mythology, Makara is half mammal, half fish. It is the vehicle of Ganja, goddess of the river Ganges. Makara represents transformation from unconscious to conscious that occurs through yoga. This movement is represented by the elevation of the head in this pose. So just take that as you will.
Ganges River. As soon as you say that, it made me think of the Ganges River.
That ganja, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They totally fucked up weed. They took the whole spiritual aspect of weed out of it, bro. Everybody's
Same
just
with
smoking.
Kush.
Oh, look how big that
That's
could
why
get.
they I believe that's why they started calling weed. We've always known that the weed come from the Hindu Kush Valley. A lot of things come from the Hindu Kush Valley. Knowledge, botany, all sorts of knowledge. I don't know why I said knowledge 2 times, but y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway,
there's actually a festival in India. I forgot what time it is during, but it's like it's for
the Sadhus.
Kali.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Kali.
Festival for Kali, and during the festival, like a whole bunch of yogis and shit like that, like they'll sit in the street and like they'll just start puffing and smoking on weed.
Yeah, they pack chillums made out of carrots. Yeah, it's called Sadhu, and they're praising Shiva, not Kali, my brother.
I think it's Kali, bro, because with Kali, she's got the red eyes, bro.
That's even better. I love that, but I want to say it's Shiva. Those are the followers of Shiva, and that's why they've always been the ones that have been persecuted, because Shiva's the destroyer, right? Or is Kali the destroyer?
That's what I'm saying. It's for Kali. Kali's the destroyer.
There you go. That was it.
Yeah, it's not Shiva. Hold on. I got it in here, bro. I got it in here. I'll find it. Y'all could build though. I'll find it.
So y'all know the
yeah, that's a beautiful festival
with BHO and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right around here, we don't even fuck with that butane shit no more. We squeeze that shit out. We only squeeze it out here.
Or at least like alcohol.
Bubble hash, dry sift, shit like that. I don't fuck with no processed shit no more. I used to big time. I done had 2 years, 3 years.
I won't do CO2 because that's another process. That's like,
and it tastes gross. Any of the CO2 oil I've had has been terrible.
It tastes weird. Like when it gets that cold like that, it just changes it.
I
like alcohol. It's like Everclear, 95% Everclear. It's clean,
What's that
compared to what?
You take the weed and shake it in Everclear.
Yeah. It's ethanol. You take 95% ethanol, like ounce of it. Shake it up in a jar for a while.
There's a
non-bleach coffee filter. Drain it out in a Pyrex dish and evaporate all that alcohol off.
There's a little delivery company. I mean, they call themselves the Dragon's Den up here, and they make what they call Dragon Scale, and it's made with ethanol. And I don't fuck with it, but yeah, a lot of people do. It's extra white and clear and flaky, and I don't like it like that. I like smell, and it has no smell. It has no smell, no taste.
They bleach that shit. They bleach that shit like they do in pharmaceutical shit. When they bleach these chemicals, they had to bleach that. I ain't never seen no oil come out. The oil that I've ever made with ethanol comes out bright ass green, like green, amber, goldish color. You know what I'm saying? And you can just pull it, and it just stretches and stretches and stretches like fucking earwax or some shit.
I got my girlfriend's cousin. Next year when he grows, we finna take the plants straight from when it's time to harvest and squeeze them.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
just gonna squeeze the whole plant.
if you got enough, yeah, hell yeah, that's the best way. I mean,
Hey, I stood
the
off for a minute.
resins.
Y'all ain't talking about weed oil, is you? Y'all talking about the vape? Y'all say that shit bullshit?
Squeezing weed. No, you take you a hair straightener and some parchment paper with some good weed. You can squeeze the oil out of it. Well, on a bigger scale, you'll get like a press. You know, like you get a press and you heat the plates up. And when you press that shit together, you press an ounce of weed, and you'll get like 8 grams, 7 grams of good oil.
Bro,
Have you ever done bubble hash?
I found it quick just to help you out with that Shiba thing.
Do it.
So it's this is triangle pose, but forget about the pose. It says the triangle represents the tripartite expression of the cosmic self. Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the transformer. It also symbolizes the three gunas which come into balance through practicing triangle pose. So Shiva's just the transformer, not the destroyer. That's Kali. Kali's the destroyer.
Yeah, it's the one with the tongue sticking out. The one that's stoned. I fuck with that.
Yeah, Devi is the feminine expansive force that animates the universe. She is Mother Nature, Prakriti, that manifests as Sarasvati, wisdom and creativity. Kali Durga, transformation and protection, and Lakshmi, abundance, beauty, and health. And this pose right here, that's the pose. There's only one pose in yoga
That's the
made
goddess
for
pose, my brother. I didn't even have to see the top, and I knew that was the goddess pose.
Yeah. That's for Kali. This is the pose for Kali. That's the only one too.
You know, Brother Sanchez speaks on that one a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, no. We know about like in yoga, like we know it's been like it's yoga hasn't been untouched either. That shit became patriarchal too. It's not untouched.
Yeah, of course, of course. All aspects have, you know. I think now the yoga we know today is not the same yoga they were taught in the 1700s, though.
What I love about it is we put yoga back in the female's hands.
There we go. That makes sense, and it's good shit. Well, that's what the union is, and that's why, if you think about it, that's why it draws people in the way it does, because that's that union, that unity, and it brings in that feeling of I believe it's going to help one learn how to love.
Well, if
that makes sense, you know.
Yoga translates to unity and connection. That's the translation for it.
Yep. That's what I was taught too, is that it was union. Yep.
But we could get back to the weed. My bad. I just had to.
Oh yeah. Have you done bubble hash?
It all ties together. Shit, they the mother. That's why I'm glad I got to jump in real quick. Shit, I don't know if you cats know, but hemp seeds have everything that mother's milk has in it. You can feed a child with hemp milk. Really? Same with coconut. You can take the whole coconut and feed a baby whose mother has died, an infant, and it will live.
Wow.
That's why these things are so special to the Hindu people are big on hemp seeds. They're crazy about hemp seeds. The Buddha lived off a handful of hemp seeds for years. That's in the story of the Buddha. It says that he lived off hemp seeds in seclusion as a hermit.
Yeah, and that's when he was practicing asceticism.
There we go. See, and the think of the Polynesian people, Think of the whole everyone on an island. They'll tell you how important, even the Thai. They're not even necessarily on an island. They'll tell you how important the coconut is. It's in their culture. It's ingrained in them. Like the coconut is part of them. That's because the coconut is like it's got everything in it. You can survive off coconut.
The
single. Well, I mean, I'm sure, but I'm just saying you wouldn't die either. I bet if you just ate a coconut a day, you'd survive compared to not eating shit a day.
You get enough water as long as you're not working too hard, like physically. You get enough water content and food.
Like, yeah, because aren't they the hydration that occurs from the coconut, if I'm not mistaken, is a pure hydration. It's got all the electrolytes, minerals, trace, all that bullshit.
The electrolytes help you hold on to fluids a lot better too.
Yep, that's why they put that salt in Gatorade. It's a shitty electrolyte, but that's why they put it in there.
The synthesized fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if y'all seen this yet, but I work at a little gas station. I never seen it till I started there. They got organic Gatorade.
Oh, really? You really think it's organic?
Let me tell you what make it organic.
Break it down.
I'm gonna tell y'all what make it organic, and y'all finna laugh y'all's ass off if y'all anything like me. I did when I read it. I was just in the cooler stocking that shit and started laughing. They were like, "Are you fucking crazy?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you know." I was laughing about this shit. They say water and regular Gatorade. First two ingredients is water and sodium chloride. Well, when you look on the organic gen, it say water, sea salt. Get your ass out of here. That's what make it organic.
Fucking serious? Sea salt?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. As soon as you said sodium chloride, I'm like, wait a minute. What?
That's the original one. You know, the original they're gonna say sodium chloride.
The same thing. You know, that's the sea salt is more of the
sodium chloride.
Closer natural version of this, synthesized version of sodium chloride. It's like
it's just silly to me.
It's not even that dang natural. Sea salt.
I believe that sea salt they selling us ain't even real sea salt like that.
Right? More synthesized
I don't know
bullshit.
about y'all, but 10 years ago, when I was first starting out in the kitchen, real fleur de sal is expensive. Or sal de mar is what they call it. Sal de mar. Real sea salt is expensive. That's a luxury. Now you can go to the dollar store and pick that shit up in a grinder that's got it raw and shit. I believe that shit is not sea salt. I believe it's probably some byproduct from something else. I done been to a
compounded and shit.
I done been to a Morton plant. You know, Morton salt. My brother was a truck driver, and we delivered a load to the Morton salt plant. The way that shit works, I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if anyone knew this, but the way they get Morton salt and any modern salt is they have these huge ass fields, and they dump salt water into these fields. Just dump it, like 40 feet underground in these pipes, as well as up to the surface, you know. And they dump hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of gallons into the ground. And then 8 months later, they draw that shit up. And then what's left is they go out there and they dig it up. No, they just pull all the liquid out, and then they go up in there and dig it up, and all that's in the ground is salt, supposedly. It displaces all the dirt and all that shit.
What the fuck?
So they just dig it up. Well, and out here where I'm at in the desert, for the longest, you know, in California, they say there's a drought and water supply and this and that. Well, for the longest, they've been experimenting with public water, and the way they do it is they have these areas out in the middle of nowhere. They dump trillions and trillions of gallons of water, according to what I've seen. I just say that shit just never ends. It's just water being dumped out for months at a time. And then when the water cuts off, they move the pipe to a different location and have it pumping over there. And then what they do is they siphon that water up months later, and supposedly all the minerals and everything have been like the water has nothing but minerals and none of the garbage that was dumped out there.
Yeah.
That Earth naturally, you know, filters it or some shit, and like that's why they just keep it moving.
But eventually, though, I mean, like I feel like
It makes sense what you're about to say. I already thought about it. You better know it.
yeah, I was gonna say it.
You better know I already thought about this shit. I done wrapped my brain around. Man, I don't know if I done. Man, where I live is a strange little area. It's super fucking small. Ain't no but 27,000 people. They got shit. UFO motherfuckers is crazy about this area. One of the people who was part of Jack Parson, R.L. Hubbard or whatever, what that motherfucking Scientology dude, Aleister Crowley, all of them had this little group. They did this thing at what they call Area 51 today, called the Babylon Working. Well, during this one guy went what they call crazy, and he went up here to this place called Big Rock. It's like a big ass rock just in the middle of nowhere, and don't nobody know how it got there. And he dug his house up under it. He dug up under that motherfucker and was living up under there away from everybody. Supposedly the government came up and fucked him up, took all his shit, and used dynamite to like close up his little house. And I don't know if that story adds up, but all these people out here, all the old folks, they're super against that shit, and they'll tell you that shit's fake. NASA, all that shit, it's got some deeper ties than what they tell you. It ain't just rockets going to space. It's more like magic tricks and learning people's perceptions and psychological. The old folks know this.
Wow.
Now the young folks, they think the old folks are stupid. You know how it is. That's how it always goes everywhere. That's how youth is. Youth don't listen to shit. But they say that the moon landing was filmed 150 miles away from what they call Amber. They say that it's a fact. That's where the moon landing was filmed.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like that's where it was filmed.
You know, like just talking about shit, hold up, bro.
She done broke it.
Damn, you broke it.
I just heard a dish fall out the dish strainer. Hey, what you doing? What the call?
Yeah, bro. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I bet. So basically, like you was talking, what you was just talking about. I want to touch on that. That's interesting, bro. About how the old people, they don't believe in NASA and all that stuff. But like, you gotta remember, like when NASA first started, you know, that's probably when they was like the most vulnerable. They made the most mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's how the old people caught on so fast, and then how they know. But you gotta understand, like it goes back to the flat Earth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why is NASA even a thing? Why is it that almost every country has their own version of NASA, and they use almost the same symbolism? Now, with that, you got to think about the cause of the peace treaty, right? That they have protecting the walls so that nobody goes over there. Now, what you gotta it's layers of protection. Okay, the first layer, obviously, the layer of protection from the wall through the food. Okay, like making people sick, natural disease. Okay, killing people off that way. All right. The second way is through the mind, the manipulation of the mind. Now, that's where NASA comes into play. That's where dinosaurs come into play. That's where old Egyptian, all types of Egyptian artifacts and all that shit comes into play, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
basically what you're talking about, you can insert any of those things that we all held dear to us
and apply it to the reason why they're trying to hide the fact that the Earth is flat, bro, or that there could be potentially more land. And we're over
Or
here
hiding the fact that
looking for
there's
satellites
creation.
and praying to all types of gods and goddesses, man, and it keeps us so. Basically, it's all keeping us away from becoming who we want to be, and bringing forth our own communities and making up our own rules, living the way we want to live. You know what I'm saying? And if once you bring into things like space stations, okay, the reason why space station exists is because they don't want you to feel like you're going to be a part of something greater. You can never be a part of something greater than what is a space station or what is a space program, because supposedly it's the new frontier. It's the ultimate journey. Okay.
And you hear him say that too.
Exactly.
You hear him say, to be part of something bigger than myself.
Right. Exactly. And that is the reason why they play on your emotion. Like, dude, I watched that there, and I watched how the documentary is there for everybody to watch. And it's about how they faked the moon landing and how all the equipment that they use to make it seem like they landed on the moon. Okay. Now, now you have to understand, why was it America? Why did America go to the moon first? Or why was, like, the narrative? That's the narrative, okay? America made it to the moon first, or whatever. Or they was in cahoots with the Germans or whatever, right? But basically, they said that before, like in the 70s and 80s, America was like the greatest country you can live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's over there trying to basically be like America, and they're racing. Everyone has their own space race programs. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's trying to be that. What I think is this. Ready? I think that these space programs were created for not only the masses, but the ones who were going to question it, that was already inside, or the governments, like the people that was in House of Congress, the people that lawyers, judges, all these people needed to be
to
duped.
verify that the elites are actually not just,
because if you want to just control some people, right? Then if you want to just control some people, then you could do it with brute force, right? But if you want to do it in a way that they are being peaceful, and they're willingly being controlled, you got to fool the people who are going to be doing the controlling. I can guarantee you, mad lawyers and judges and bailiffs and all types of people that work with the governments, they all believe in space. They all believe the world's a globe, and there's nothing you can do to tell them about that, because they believe that they have a better education than you, because they went to a school, they have a type of degree, or they just work with the government and they think that they're better than you. And I think
said, my brother, he said that the military say all they want when they go into a place is hearts and minds. What you say corresponds with that.
Yo, this shit's deep, brother. This shit's real deep, and it's hitting home, because I can tell you right now, man, the only thing that makes me like really, really, really interested in the flat Earth theory is being able to be independent. And when you talk about cashless societies, you talk about people being independent, that right there is what they're most afraid of. And I think that's the whole reason why they went through all these great lengths to cover up the fact that there is more land out there. And that's the whole reason for them lying to these smart people, like the people in the upper, the higher societies, like the doctors, the lawyers, the people who actually use their brains every day. You know, those are the ones who have to be fooled the most, and I think that's the reason why they go through so much trouble to create all these programs and all these space programs. All these, you know, NASA has so many different versions of NASA in every country. You know,
space. Not really about space up there. It's about more space. You know what I'm saying? Hiding shit. Not up there. Out there, more land. Space.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not outer space. It's the space that they're hiding from us.
Of course. Of course. That's what we've been on.
So like when you talk about space, right, and you
goosebumps
need a rocket ship to go into space, bro. You know what that does? That makes you feel as though you will never ever be able to leave where you're from. And you will never be able to achieve anything greater than leaving this planet. So what's the point of trying to leave and figure things out in the first place? That's the reason for NASA. NASA suppresses the idea that you can go and be a freaking a Buzz Lightyear or somebody that just can discover something. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like, okay, all right, everything that has been discovered is going to be discovered. It won't be discovered by me because I don't have a rocket ship. So I might as well just not even care to learn about anything and just go to my job, shut up, pay my bills, take care of my kids, and die. You know what I'm saying?
They got it under control. They already got it under control.
Yeah, like looking at it on the other side of things, it's just like, so it's like maybe just like they make you think that you need a spaceship, like they make you think like that you physically can't go, and which is probably why they try hiding the spiritual so much, like that probably you can go spiritually though, like if we unlock all of our abilities.
Is that the orbs we see in the sky? Because I've seen one, and you know that's supposedly a UFO. They say, you know, if you see white orbs in the sky, you know, floating, skipping like a rock, that's a UFO, and I've seen that before. Okay, and I know what I see, and I know I wasn't crazy, but I think that is like spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not UFOs like they want you to believe. You know, like it's just spirit.
That somebody that found out how to do that shit.
Huh?
So
like probably someone that just figured out how to do all that.
Absolutely.
Whoa, something just happened there.
He said, "You think that means that someone has the ability to actually do that,
to go and make themselves as an orb and like just go and discover." Isn't that OBE, out of body experiences?
There you go.
You know, astral projection.
There you go.
You know, so that's what I've seen somebody astral projecting. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what I believe.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, you can't see somebody astral projecting, but they're still astral projecting. Like,
so what was it that I saw then, Shaq? Because I don't know. I can't explain anything else. Like I said, I saw the orb. I know what I saw. I know I'm not crazy. You saw the.
Yeah,
you
like
saw.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone that figured out how to do it physically. You know.
But I'm saying though, how can we not see? Listen, bro. If we could see auras right out of the corners of our eyes, could we not see somebody? Astral projecting because I know what I saw, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that we could see things that aren't there or supposedly quote unquote not there, you know? So is it the way that they're moving allows you to see? Because if you go and a lot of people claim to see the same thing I saw, bro, but they think it's a UFO. I don't believe in UFOs like that.
Like the way they just like fly through it and shit like that. Yeah, I get it.
But like, what is it?
Supposedly Christopher Columbus, original terrorist ass, saw a UFO as well.
But I didn't see like a ship, bro. All I saw was an orb, like a little orb, and it skipped like a rock through the sky.
What he saw was the same thing, and it went into the water, like into the water. It came out of the water, moved around, and went back into the water. You seen something, you know?
What I saw was purely in the sky.
I got a story to share, man. I ain't gonna lie. Now I was sitting out one night in the backyard, And you call it what the hell you want to call it, UFO, what the fuck you want to call it. But that motherfucker was a big flying object. I'm talking about, it was shaped, it had 3 lights on it. It had like, it was shaped like a pyramid with a light. And like one was on each wing and one was and one at the top. And that joke was flying so low, it was flying low as the top of the tree. And that joker landed about a mile or so away from where I was at. I seen it get low, drop.
I believe the government.
Like it disappeared.
I believe the government has craft that can emulate, the movement.
Yep.
Of course, because that's when you start to talking about the fake alien invasion.
General Byrd talked about this in the 40s. Remember?
Yeah.
While we got a little moment of silence, I wanted to build on to something I've been trying to say for a minute, and I keep forgetting it. I always leave my mind. We talk about Masons and how this and that. Well, I moved into this area and I wanted to research the area. I noticed that there was a big Masonic lodge just tucked away in the parking lot of this, shopping center. Research looking around, this Masonic lodge placed the cornerstone of every elementary and high school in this area.
What? Crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And it also explains why all these schools in this area got a heavy emphasis on science and pushing the scientific agenda the way it does. Because here they got what they call science camp and all this kind of little shit. Like you got to pay $200 for your kids to go to a science camp at the school.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's only for the 6th graders, right when they get at that age where they're questioning shit so they can solidify it into their little virgin brains. And it makes sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me. That's why I'm kind of glad that they ain't going to do it this year. My daughter said that they ain't been able to raise the funds for all the kids to be able to do it for free. And I was like, that's good. We can have science camp at home. You ain't got to go to school for that.
What y'all think about the Mars agenda? Like motherfuckers talking, I'm haul ass to Mars and they're just going all that crazy shit. What y'all think about that?
They're telling you there's other land.
Shitbull.
Right
Shitbull. Yeah.
Not that way.
Right over this way.
Bro. Ain't no Mars, ain't no Pluto, ain't no fucking Saturn, bro. Like, space is not real, man. Look up the Operation Fishbowl, bro. Whenever they start to talk about
space is real.
Huh?
Space is real.
Bro,
just not what they show us.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like what it is, like what you think, like other planets and stuff, and being able to live. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And I think it's all, and that's why they put the emphasis on that silly ass spacesuit.
Yeah. The spacesuit, you know what the spacesuit? It's a spacesuit it symbolizes the veil. That's what the spacesuit. You see the screen, the screen that the spaceman wears. That's the veil. That's what that symbolizes. Okay, that's why you can never see inside of it, but you can see outside. Okay, whenever you look into a thing,
you never see inside. They said out of all the research and development money they had, they couldn't figure out a way to keep the sweat from coming down on your shit in the space. So they decided to use a baby diaper.
Yeah, I already knew that about the thing, but I'm saying it's got to be some kind of agenda that they trying to do if they started pushing planets, started pushing all the other shit. Now, like a lot of studies have something to do with Saturn and the rings. So I mean, something got to be up with the rings, just like the rings around Saturn, the ring on our left hand for marriage, that movie, The Ring. I mean, it's all kind of. I mean, it got to be something there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the rings stand for. The rings stand for the ice rings. It's the ice rings, bro. It's the ice rings that block that surround this area, man. That's what that stands for, brother. And you ain't never seen no
And that's
real
why
rings
they
around
put your
Saturn.
emphasis on it.
Huh?
They put your emphasis on it so you'll cherish it and worship that prison cell.
Yeah,
Because that's all this is a massive prison cell.
Yeah, it's like 666, right? What's 666? We all know what 666 really means, but they're gonna go and put it in the Bible and say it's the mark of the devil. You know what I'm saying? So
that ring.
Huh? What you say?
It's that ring. You put all three of them sixes together the way they give them to us and show that ring.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I love Flat Earth, man, because it always points back to that. It always points back to them hiding or keeping the land from, or keeping the extra, because that's the only threat, bro. That is the only thing stopping them from being who they are, bro. Because if we travel out, all right, they even talk about the story in the Bible for Christ's sakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they talk about how, you know, everyone spoke the same language. No, that what they really meant to say was everybody was on the same page, knew what the fuck was going on, and left. You know what I'm saying? Then and what needed to happen. See, the story is a story of the story of the elite, not the story of the people. You understand? It's the story of the elite. You understand? And that's exactly the reason why, like you said, they have us all praising science and schools and stuff. The reason why they give you the story, because they want you to praise the story. That's the only thing you know. So even if it is something that you aren't comfortable with, you have to kind of accept it. It's just like somebody who rules with an iron fist. Yeah, motherfucker, you don't have to like me, but you gonna respect me. You know, that's the reason why they give you hell.
Who came up with the plan to stats up? The Greeks or whatever, who named all the planets? I used to study this back in the day. I forgot who named all the damn planets. I know all about the days of the week and shit, like Saturn Day and Moon Day and stuff like that.
From the Greeks.
But who the one even came up with the planet?
The Greeks. The Greeks, and then they all got Roman names.
We need to figure out what the meaning of, like, okay, we say Greeks, but what does Greek, like, okay, like, who named them? Like, who said I want to be called a Greek? And what does Greek mean? What does a Greek mean to a Greek? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a good question, because when you look back at ancient times, you got people like the Ionites, the Mixolydians, all the music scales. Y'all were talking about music earlier. All the music scales and modes is named from Greek tribes.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I know Usher's cousins, man. This dude told me, okay, he said back in the day, like, Usher's whole family is talented, right? Just like my whole family is talented. And when I met him, he was telling me a whole bunch of secrets about how to preserve your voice on stage and stuff like that. And one thing he was mentioning was about bloodlines, about how in the ancient days, those who knew how to entertain and sing, like, they stuck together. So, like, if you was a singer and you see somebody else who was a singer, what would happen is they would pair you guys together in order to create a baby that was, like, just even better than both of the parents. Because, like, how they used to do gladiators and stuff like that, and, like, basically, like, have women make babies, and then from the birth the babies will be trained as warriors just to entertain people. It was the same thing with singing. Okay, so if you sing really good as a man, they're gonna pair you up with a woman who sings really good. And that is the reason why, like, today you'll see, like, elite, like, families who can sing like crazy, like, and it comes from that. It comes from
they were breeding people back then.
Exactly. Yeah, man. This is deep, bro. You know, and that's something that dude Usher's cousin told me, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's got knowledge, man. He was an older dude, man. He was talking about a whole bunch of stuff in the industry, you know, like a bunch of stuff that we talk about. You feel me? But he was like he was going way back into it. And when he told me about that, I was like, yo, that I can definitely believe that, because I could see how it's easily transmitted to the next like my daughter, you know what I mean? My daughter's like, she's musically inclined, like it's crazy. Like it's nothing that like, you know, people say, oh, it's a natural thing or it's God's. I don't think like that, bro, because like I think it's a part of the genes. It's all a part of the genes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, because like it's crazy. Like my whole family is musically talented, and it all comes from my grandmother, you know, who is, by the way, not melanated. You know how they be talking about all creativity comes from melanin? That's straight BS. You know,
I know this dude. He was just here yesterday, and this kid is a freaking god with a guitar. I mean, just with an acoustic, sound like he's playing electric. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, he's a god. So I mean, like you said, color has nothing to do with it. It is the genes, and it's fun, and it's weird the way it works out. Like my sister Priscilla got it. Miss my brother Alex. My brother Matthew got it. I mean, I missed him, and I got it. And it goes like that all the way down through my family history, as far as I can go back. They kept skipping one, the other one. You can do the same things I can do. My brother Alex, he can't do jack shit. Me and him are like twins.
Yeah, we're all one. We're all one, expressing differently, in different wavelengths, man. That's why I be like trying to be cool, man, with people who come up on the panels and be talking about, oh, this is a globe. I just try to ask them questions, like obvious questions, like I remember I was trying to ask that dude Sean that was on Bro Sanchez TV. He was talking about he was talking with him and shit. I was like, yo, bro, I was like, do you believe that the government, you know, keeps things from you? And he said yes. So my next question was, all right, well, if you believe that they keep things from you, then why would you believe that the earth is a globe when that's something that they give to you? And if you're gonna sit here and tell me that, then you can might as well I told him you might as well tell me that what was I said to him? I was like, you might as well tell me that that you don't take any of this information in, but you apply it. Yeah. You know, and it just doesn't make any sense. You know, because how can you sit there and tell me that, oh, you don't believe everything that the government tells you, but then you're going to try to make somebody else believe what the government is telling you, you know? And we never got around to answer that question because people was just like basically like trying to throw facts at him and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Through the door, and then he takes that one step right back and closes the door.
But it's not even in him though, bro. It's not even in him. Yeah, it's just like people just like not like just wanting to be factual all the time. It's not always about that. It's about trying to put two and two together for that person. Because if I guarantee if we would have kept going through a series of questions to try to help him understand that eyes and what he could be possibly looking at is fake, then you know we'll get somewhere. But when we keep trying to throw facts and stuff, like dude's obviously not already doing the right research. So what makes you think he's gonna research something that you're throwing at him? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is to try to like break down the psyche of I'm right, and there's only thing I can do is be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, man, I got much respect for the globalists because unlike regular people, at least the globalists are trying to learn something. You know what I'm saying? You got to have respect for them in that aspect because there are people out there that will rob your motherfucking ass that don't know shit. The ignorant is all hell. You know what I'm saying? And at least a globalist is up on here, spending their time trying to study about something that they're trying to understand, rather than just being a total like waste of life. You know what I'm saying? Because what globalists do is they help you, they challenge you. You know what I'm saying? As a flat earther or anybody who's like trying to understand something. And when you're dealing with somebody with an opposing opinion, they challenge you. And you both challenge. Both parties are challenged. It doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Eventually, you'll come to the point where you agree to disagree. Their eyes will be open. Slightly. especially those ones that are, you know, they're very argumentative or whatever. It takes a while. I've still been working with one, trying to, and I knew this dude for years.
Yeah. No, you good. You good. Nah, I mean, like it's because like you get attached. Like you got to learn how to be like, yo, I'm done. You know, once you're attached to like what Justin, what you was talking. We was talking about this earlier on the stream about how you got friends and stuff that you be chilling with that like ain't really about, you know, what you be trying to learn and teach and be a part of. And what you got to do is break away from that, because once you break away from that, you can then understand people and where they're at in life, opposed to always trying to get them to where you're at. And that becomes frustrating because people can only get past a certain level once they're personally ready. You know, it's not about how you feel about, you know, something. And then when you give your opinion or your thoughts on it, they're supposed to automatically get it and digest it right then and there and then believe what you not. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. You know, that's why you got to take these globalists, bro. And all right, peep it, right? Your situation in life, if you're a positive person and you go through something like a long line at a grocery store, if you're a positive person, you're not gonna let the long line get to you. You're gonna be like, all right, let me just go read this article that I wanted to read, or let me go try to finish this. This is a perfect time for me to finish this last level in this game that I'm trying to beat. You know, you seize opportunity in every negative situation to turn to a positive one. That makes the difference between somebody who's really trying to learn something and somebody who's just trying to express their pride. Okay,
That's the issue I've been dealing with.
Right.
Like I don't even talk with him anymore really about it. He'll bring it up like he'll be like blah blah blah, like the earth being flat. I'm like, man, maybe we can agree to disagree. He'll keep doing it, and I just lay a fact at him every time. I'm gonna go look at that puddle outside. Yeah. What is it doing?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you gotta like put the Discord on. Just unplug, straight up unplug. You know. Just straight unplug from it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then whenever you come across that, you know, if you want to integrate with that person and try to, you know, maybe instill something that you know into them, you can do it, but you do it with good intentions and a healthy mind. Because once you start going and debating and nothing against what's his name, the other brother with the glass of science. But I mean, like I was chiming in and out yesterday on his stream, and then like every time he was just like, "Oh man, these men just fools," and they're like, just like going in on people. And I try to explain to him that those people are you, bro. And at one point in time, that they was thinking the same thing. You was thinking the same thing they're thinking, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me not because.
Yeah, we all started from there.
Exactly. We all started from indoctrination. That's the origin. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have some type of empathy for them people, because if you can't talk about, speak upon, we are all one, and then in the same breath, you know, go ahead and waste time sitting there bashing somebody because they think they know something that they don't. Mm-hmm. You know? And that's just real. That's why I love this show right here. This is the build. This is a place where we can talk about this type of stuff, and ain't nobody gonna be ain't nobody gonna be judging nobody, and ain't nobody gonna be sitting here trying to make someone feel stupid, or, you know, like that's not what life's about, man. You know, like, you gotta understand, like,
if it's not about overstepping somebody and making, you know, them sound like an idiot or some shit. Yeah.
Right, man, because that's you. That's a part. You're the same as that person, you know. It's just the same, and that's like I like the bill. We bring it back to that. Bring it back to spirituality. Bring it back to the oneness. Bring it back to trying to understand life for what it really is. That's why I mess with Shaq, bro. That's why I mess with Shaq, because Shaq is always like talking about the spiritual and like talking about how he don't really, you know what I mean, care too much for the physical. And whenever we touch on the spiritual, he's always ready to go in on that. Ain't that right, Shaq?
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's the stuff I know most about.
Yeah, man. And that's that's the basics of, because we're all spiritual beings having a human existence, not human beings having a spiritual existence.
Yeah.
It's like
Make sure
good to
y'all.
have that balance
Oh,
on a platform, you know, like to have that balance, like that talk about the physical, the people that talk about the spiritual, because then it's just easier to bring it together.
Right, right. Because we're all spiritual beings. We all have that in common.
yeah.
It's like I can't understand how the Hoteppers and the people that mess with the Black Hunters community like that hard could go and talk about, you know, the Mother Nature and everything being from the Black woman and Black woman's God and all that, but then at the same breath have the audacity to put down a whole race of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the crazy
That's
thing
right.
about it really is that, like, yeah, they always talk about like the past, right? Like what happened, but they don't talk about today, about how many white people there are today that wish they were Black. Why can't we talk about that? Why don't they ever talk about that, bro? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying it like in a mean way. I'm just saying, like, look at the influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that you know, it's these people's fault because, like, or it's natural for them to hate, because how the hell did we go from white people hating Black people supposedly, or doing all these wrong things to them, to now they want to be like most Black people? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes no sense, bro. It just goes back to, you know what it goes back to? It goes back to the little boy in the park, the little white boy in the park playing with the little Black boy in the park, and then it doesn't happen until their parents tell them no, that they can't play with that person, when they become racist. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was a lot.
Yeah, that's when it starts to be introduced. Yep.
Right. So you can already tell it that that's.
I gotta go, man. I actually gotta go. How long?
Yeah, man, I'm about to shut this down. We've been streaming for like 5 hours, man.
Holy shit! Are you kidding me? Damn. Anyways, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my brother-in-law from work. Make sure y'all get my email shit. Keep in contact. I don't know how to fuck with that.
Definitely. I'll hit you up, man. Let's meet
Hangouts
you.
pisses me off. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna stop this. Y'all be good.
Well, but yeah, man. So, like, I want to just like thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming on here and like building and shit, because the people, man, the people need it. You know, a lot of people be having Patreon accounts and like accepting donate. We don't do that here at the Build. You know, we just build on what we learn and try to share it with people and hope that the message gets out there for the greater good. That's basically it. You know, today was dope though. Definitely built on like a lot of stuff. But yeah, man, yo, Justin. He's probably not even there. Hey, D.
Yo, I'm here, man. What's up?
All right, man. Yeah, man. I just want to personally thank you, man, for being here. You know what I'm saying? And sharing your thoughts and opinions and your knowledge with everybody here today. Shaq, man, thank you too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, Jimmy.
All right, man. Yo, probably like start a stream up tomorrow, man. Shaq, I think I revised the password. I made it easier. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but I'll do that for you, so that whenever you want to stream or whatever, you can just do it.
Yeah, you could just put it in the Hank.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna send it to you personally.
All right, cool.
All right, family. All right, y'all, be easy.
All right, man.
All right, peace out, man.
All right, brother.